Oh yeah.
We live.
We
Yo,
live,
what's
baby.
going on, guys? Welcome back to another Voice of Reason podcast. This is the episode 2. And first of all, I want to apologize. We had a minor setback last week, which caused us to not be able to actually upload anything on the channel. But
Major update, but yeah.
yeah, it was wild. But we're back though. We're here, better than ever. You don't see the production's a bit different now. Way
We
more
upscaled.
presentable, upscaled for real. We told you like
Upscaled.
that it was gonna be improving from the first episode, and it has. Right, so here
Therefore,
we are. Here we are, ready for episode 2, man. How you feeling, Wills? What are you telling me? What's good?
I'm alright, man. I'm just here, back into the new year. Everything's all good. Started off strong. New Year resolutions. I'm just ready
It
to
is
make
a
this
new
podcast a
year.
great thing.
Where was our first episode? Was our first episode before Christmas?
Yeah, it was like literally just before Christmas, I think.
Yeah, it's been
We
a couple
had
weeks.
we had a complication at one point, so we couldn't record. Was it 2 weeks actually?
It was
2
about
weeks?
2 weeks. Yeah, I think
2
it was
weeks we
about.
couldn't record for. It was deep. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, but we back though. If you lot don't know who
Mhm.
we are, I'm Phils. We got Wills over here. This is the VOR podcast, the Voice of Reason podcast.
I'm
You
your
lot don't know what
co-host.
we talk about. We talk all things gaming, esports, anime, communities, all that stuff. So if you lot are interested in those type of topics, this is the place for you guys to be. Now, you guys can see all our social media platforms for our podcast down below. Make sure you guys check all of those out.
And the description as well.
Yeah,
On the
exactly.
video.
Everything will be in the descriptions. Yeah. All right. Now, you got anything to say before we get into this? Because I'm actually excited for this episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Nope. I'm ready too. Just want to say last
You
thing
ready?
though. Make
Yeah.
sure if you have any suggestions about any topics that we should talk about, feel free to put them in the comments and we'll consider discussing them in the next podcast. Also, make sure you follow our ats. Our ats next to our screens are literally our ats for our social. So make sure you follow that. Yeah, like that. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm ready to start.
All right, man. I guess we can now go ahead and get into our first topics. Who's going first? Do you want to go first or should I go first?
Ooh. You know what? I reckon you should go first.
I should go first, yeah?
Yeah, I reckon that's all you.
Right.
I'll let you go.
I got a little topic to talk about here. This is actually something that pretty much everybody I've been asked this a lot. I've actually been asked this a lot here, right?
Oh, we're serious. Okay.
Let me quickly get the banner up real quick.
Yeah. What do you think, man?
I've been asked this a lot.
Oh,
it's actually crazy. You don't see that beneath there? Yeah, that's the title.
That? Oh, questions on that too.
All right. So let's get into this, right? I want to talk about tournament nerves. You lot don't know much about me. I'm a competitive, currently fighting game player, mainly Street Fighter competitive player. I play in competitions, tournaments. I travel across the world. I compete at the highest level for the game. Soon to be Tekken as well. But I want to talk about tournament nerves because I teach the game too. I teach people how to improve. And one of the main things they ask is, I know I'm good at the game, but when I play in tournaments, I can't perform. I get nervous. My hands get shaky. I'm not how I usually am. I'm not optimal.
Hands are cold.
So, I wanted to bring this topic to the podcast because it's very, it's something that happens a lot.
To everyone.
Happens very often. Yeah, it happens to everyone, even the top players.
100%.
And so I want to talk about how it actually affects people, how tournament nerves affects people. So the first thing I want to mention is it affects everyone. So it's not something, if you have tournament nerves, if you're one of those people out there that has tournament nerves when you try to compete, you're not the only person who gets nervous in those situations. The majority of the time, the other person you're playing is also feeling nerves. What changes is what you do to deal with it. Some people deal with nerves better because they've practiced how to deal with nerves. There's different things that work for different people in those situations. Have you ever been nervous in tournaments before?
Oh, yeah, 100%. When I played, I think it was Tekken, it was the ICFC for the first time, and it was on PC and stuff. It was very, I was nerve-wracked. I can't lie. That didn't even make sense. I was very, nervous. Like, my hands were shaking. I was worrying, oh, what if they're going to be good? What if I lose first round? What if I get knocked out? What if I get no round brown? I was scared. But I think it's like what makes it more nerve-wracking is that obviously because if you're new to something as well and it's your first time experience, you're thinking the absolute worst, and really and truly, it's not as bad as you think it is. And then you think of all these elements, and when you start to deep, oh, am I ready for this match? Am I ready for that matchup? Oh, does my character win this? Oh, am I gonna be able to execute? And then if you see a famous name in that FGC department, it becomes even more scary. But I think
it's
it
wild
gets
because
really tough. That happened to me when I fought against K Wiz. I was like, oh no.
What tournament was that?
That was to be fair, that was the Tekken 8. I don't know if you remember, it's an EGX. They had a Tekken 8 thing there for like
They had the stations to play on there.
Yeah. So they had a tournament, and I signed in, I came in late, I signed up, I was like, all right, cool, let me see who I'm gonna fight. Yeah. When the announcer said, can KD Wills and K Wiz stand up to the stand, I was like, oh my
Game
God.
one as well.
Game one. And it's single elimination. So I was like, I'm done. I'm finished. My main's not in the game anymore. Mine was Negan, by the way. My main's not in the game. So I had to go to Lars. And he's the best Horang in the UK, flat out. So it was like, even my friends are like, bro, it's over for you. I can't lie. But good luck. But you know, I was nervous there, but at the same time, I think you just have to be happy or like enjoy. I don't know.
What
like
I'm saying. Nerves is hard because it depends what you're at the tournament for. Because not everybody's at the tournament to win the tournament. Some people go to tournaments just because they want to know how it feels to compete. Some people go to tournaments because they want experience. And then there's people that go to tournaments because they actually want to win. Some people go for fun, but there's people that want to go to actually win. I think that unless you're someone who wants to go to actually win the whole tournament, you definitely should not feel as nervous as
100%.
you do, because the whole point of being there is to get experience or to have fun or to try and improve. So you losing doesn't crush your dream in any way, shape, or form. You know, it's just more game.
Unless you paid money for that tournament. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, unless you paid money for the tournament. I mean, fair enough, but like if you spend money for the tournament knowing you're not going to win, then it's just
true.
It's what it is. At least you're going for the experience for a nice time.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to win the tournament, that's a completely different like ball game. Like I understand everyone that gets nervous, but what I want to talk about here is how do you actually deal with nerves? How do you deal with nerves?
Me?
When you're nervous, how do you do, or have you found a way to deal with it?
Well, it's a bit weird because sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. But I guess one thing you should do when you're in this situation is to relax, try to breathe, and try to like assess what's happening right now. Because at this moment in time, in that situation, there's nothing that you can control besides yourself. So if you're in a tournament game and you're nervous, just remember that the other person might be nervous and that you can't control how they play. You can only control how you play. So if you stay composed, keep calm, it should ease your nerves down. Plus, one thing I have realized as well is that don't take it seriously. Like I know, like the more serious you take something, the more likely you are to be nervous. And sometimes being nervous is a good thing because at least it knows that you're rational, like you're fearful what could happen. But like if you go into a tournament knowing that you might not win or that you just want to do what you can, you might do better than you expected. Because I had this experience when we went to was it Meltdown, the last Tekken tournament? I think it's MSG, was it? The MSG Tekken tournament.
Avatar State Gaming tournament.
Yeah, Avatar. Yeah, that's ASG. Yeah. Literally, I went to that tournament. I remember Phil suggested it to me. I went to the tournament with Phil's, and obviously, I hadn't played Tekken 7 for at least a month or however long because I'm the Street Fighter and all the other stuff. So when I came into that tournament, I was like, all right, whatever happens, happens. And that's not the mentality you should have because you can't control anything. And surprisingly enough, I've went the furthest I've ever gone in the tournament before. I got to lose the semis, I believe, lose the semis, and I did all right. And I hadn't played the game for so long. So imagine if I had been playing the game, I might have done even better. But sometimes, you just choose to believe in yourself and like don't worry too much about what could happen. You might end up doing better than you expected because, when you need to lock in, you're locked in the situation.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, I think some people put too much expectations on themselves, which can lead to extra pressure. And extra pressure leads to more nerves when you're actually playing most of the time.
100%.
Because then if you happen to lose at a stage where you thought you would do better than, that loss will crush you even more because you expected so much better from yourself. It's
That's
okay to
very
have some expectations, depending on what those expectations are. You don't want to overdo it to the point where every time you lose it and you're like, oh, I didn't win, so I feel horrible about myself. Because then the next tournament, you're going to set your expectations even higher. And then if it doesn't go your way, then you're going to be crushed again. You have to have a positive mindset when you go into these games for competition, because especially in fighting games, there's only one winner. Everybody else, all the hundreds of other people that go, lost. Only one person wins. If it's a team game, you're playing as a team, so everyone else factors in, not just you. So you definitely have to think about it in a different way when you get nervous. But I want to say the way I've seen people deal with tournament nerves, what helps me deal with tournament nerves personally is I just tell myself my opponent is also nervous. If I feel nerves, I know that I can't be the only one feeling nervous if this is an important tournament. My opponent is also feeling nerves. So I know that it's going to come down to who can keep composed, who can keep more composed. That's how I like to think about it. And when I think about it that way, I just say, okay, just play my game. If I don't win, I just wasn't playing good enough, or it just wasn't my day. But if I let these nerves take over, there's 0% chance I'm going to win. But I will feel worse. I will feel way worse losing, having to get on the flight back home and sitting on that flight thinking I didn't even get to play my game because I was just nervous. I hate, I've lost that way before so many times. And it's horrible. I prefer losing knowing I got to play my game. I just didn't win.
Did your hardest, yeah.
Exactly. Because you can learn from that. You can go back and lab and actually be like, okay, I need to improve in this part of my game, this part of my game. If you lose because you're nervous, you can't learn anything apart from control your nerves. You don't even know if you was good enough to win at that point.
Yeah.
All you know is that you just couldn't play. So that's how I like to think about it.
That's true, because when you're nervous, you're kind of stiff when you're playing. Like your hands feel like they're cold or they're jittering so much that you might end up dropping a combo that could have saved you the game. Like there's so much different things that can happen when you're nervous. When you're nervous, you overthink things that tend to be simple. Like the guy whiffed, and you thought, okay, maybe I should just stay here instead of taking advantage. Like sometimes you start playing differently than what you'd usually play in like mentality as well. So I understand that fully. But
it's
what can I ask
crazy.
you when it comes to like, because I know like when you play in tournaments, and you play in a team game, I know you do the Street Fighter League. So I was wondering, is the nerves any different in that situation because you have a team next to you now instead of like, just being you independently? Is the nerves even worse? Is it bigger? Like, is the expectation harder? Sorry,
I
bigger.
can't lie. It's you get so much more nervous in a team event than a solo event. If I go to a tournament solo by myself, it's just me. If I lose, it's just me. It's just my emotions, my feelings. It's just me.
Yeah.
In a team event, if you sell, like not even sell, if you lose as a team, now you can be playing amazing, but if you lose as a team, it's the whole team that's lost. Especially if you know those people on your team, because you probably talk outside of the competition. It's like, okay, you know how much winning means to this person. You know how much winning means to this person. So these losses and wins, the emotion is way higher. It's way greater than when it's just you by yourself. Because one, you're happy you've won or you're happy you've lost, and two, your entire team also has those same feelings and emotions. So it's crazy. It's like you yourself, but then amplified times however many people's on the squad.
Yeah, that is hard. It's kind of like an Overwatch game or
wild.
something like that. Yeah, so when you mess up, and I know with the Street Fighter League, like they can commentate, they can talk to you right there and then as well, right? Like they can commentate to you as well, how it works, something like that as well. So
they
like
talk like over your shoulder, or you take a break between matches and you can coach each other a little bit.
Do you feel like the environment's better though for tournament nerves in that case? Because you've got people who are cheering you on, as opposed to solo. When you're playing solo in a tournament, no one's there to really cheer you unless you bought your boy or whoever.
I mean, the environment. The environment it's a good environment, but I think that as a competitor, you don't always want to be competing with teammates also. because when it's like that, you can't really experiment as much. You have to sort of go with what works. You can't really do risky things that you might want to try out by yourself in a tournament. Like if
Oh,
I'm like, okay, I'm learning a new character,
yeah.
and I want to test it out in this tournament. If it was
Mm,
a team event, I'd be like, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm sticking to what I know works because I'm not going
yeah.
to put the team on the line. But when it's
Okay.
myself, I can take those type of risks.
Mm. But as a
And
team, you
another
feel like,
thing, yeah,
yeah,
and another thing is it's a better atmosphere if you're friends with your teammates. You might not always be friends with your teammates.
that's
They
true.
might just be associates that you work with, but they may
Mm.
not necessarily be your actual friends also.
That's another thing I want to ask actually. Would it be harder in terms of nerves if you don't know anyone on your team as opposed to knowing people on your team? Or do you find the opposite harder? Like nerves, like
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's more nerves if you do know the people on your team.
really?
Yeah, because you'd want to win more for them, right?
That's
For
true.
yourself and them. When you don't know the people, let's say you have a team of people you just don't care about,
Yeah,
like you will lose and like the communication won't really be the same.
I hear it.
Because
So they won't.
you don't care about seeing this person shine. You don't care too much about seeing this person shine. You don't care about seeing
Mm,
this. You're just playing for yourself alongside these people. But when
okay.
you're a team of people that like each other, then it's like, okay, we actually all really want this for each other
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. Oh, so you're saying it kind of like changes, like the motivation. The
Yeah, the
motivation kind of
motivation
changes.
definitely changes. Yeah.
Okay. When you're like you have someone that you're generally not friends with, anyone like that. You're just playing with,
Yeah.
as
It's
opposed to
definitely
if you
different.
have teammates. Okay. I thought it'd be
Yeah.
more nerve wracking in. Well, I think me personally, I thought it'd be more nerve wracking if you had people that you didn't know, because like, and I guess like if you don't know them and they just start chatting rubbish in your ear or saying this and saying that, and you have the expectation, and you know that at some point they're gonna start going on Twitter and be like, "Yo, this guy was garbage. I don't know who's on my
I
team," or
mean,
you know,
it depends because it's like, okay, it depends. I'll tell you where it would be more nerve wracking when it would be a team of people you don't like, you're not like friends with. You're not enemies with them, but you're just not actually friends.
like associates. Yeah.
Yeah, this is associates. So I would say, let's say that team that you're on,
Mm.
you're a new player on that team. That team has been here before and they're champions.
Okay.
So now they're champions and you're coming into their team as a new guy, right?
Yeah.
Then expectations, they're gonna have certain expectations of you
Mm.
based on being accepted onto the team.
Yeah.
So then by default, there's gonna be more pressure on you because you're like, damn, these guys are champions. I've come in now, I'm the new guy. I need to perform to show that I can be on that level.
Yeah.
So then in that situation, I would say there's a lot more pressure.
Yeah, that's true actually, because you're already on a winning team, and if you're not winning, I would them, you're the outlier. So
Yeah,
then it just
exactly.
shows more. I think that's even worse for your tournament now, because then yeah, you're right. Because
Yeah,
then
it's bad. Yeah,
it
it's like
would,
really bad.
and then for everyone watching, if it's a live event, they're all gonna know you're the one that's selling compared to
Yep,
everybody else. It's you,
exactly.
so you'll
It'll be
stick out
hard
like
for
a
you to
sore
defend
thumb.
yourself as well. You won't be able to defend yourself. Like,
That's
what are you
true.
gonna say if you didn't perform? These guys are champions without you, and then you
Mm.
join and you lose. Then it's like, well,
That's true. But do
it's
you okay,
tough.
one last thing. Do you like when you get tournament nerves, do they increase when you're fighting notable players? Because I know you usually fight a lot of players now, but let's say you fighting like a because I know in like let's say Game is It, you did fight Daigo.
Yeah.
So like were your nerves up when you realized you were fighting one of the more acclaimed people in the FGC, or was it kind of like the same old, just another person to you?
Um, I think at the beginning of like my career, yes.
Mm,
But as you play against more notable players and you beat more notable players and you lose to more notable players, you kind of get used to it.
okay.
You kind of get used to it. Like you definitely do get used to it. Like I don't think that right now. I don't think there would be any player that I could play against and be like, "Oh, I'm playing against this person. I feel more nervous now because it's this person."
Okay.
I'll know if it's going to be more harder, if it's going to be harder or more difficult to win, but
Yeah.
the nerves levels won't be that. The nerve levels will get higher
Mm,
if it's a really important tournament, if it's a grand finals or something like that. But the
yeah.
person I'm playing against specifically, doesn't matter too much. I have to get ready for it regardless. I'll tell you what's crazy. I think a lot of professional players get more nervous when they're playing against people who they should be beating. If you know you should be beating this person, and all of a sudden you're like a game down plus a round. Oh, that's when you should be feeling nervous. That's when you got to look in. That's a mad feeling.
Especially
when
you
know
you
should not be losing. Yeah, when it's someone random, you should not be losing to this person. Yeah, and you're in tournament and they're cooking you. Boy.
You're a meme for a week as well. Right. At least for a whole week. That clip was getting spread everywhere on every Twitter and FGZ.
That's long. That's a long day. But yeah, in terms of how people deal with these tournament nerves, I've seen people listen to music. I like listening to music.
That's a good point, actually.
Before the tournament. Before my game, like probably like 30 minutes before my game. I like listening to music and being by myself. I don't want to talk to no one. I don't do anything. I'll be by myself. I'll listen to music. This is if it's a big tournament that I know is really important to me and all of that. I'll be by myself, sitting on a chair somewhere, listen to my music, and I'll just be chilling.
I see.
Like, I've had a lot of people come up to me and be like, "You okay? You're right." I'm fine. I'm not sad or anything. I'm just trying to get in the zone. Like, I'm listening to music, trying to get in the zone. So when I take these off and I go and play, I have a clear head. That's it. I like doing that a lot.
This man looks like Jiren when he was meditating in Dragon Ball Super, bro.
Yo. But it's true. You actually have to do these things because it's actually it depends what works for you. Like I have a friend. Obviously, I won't say his name. I don't know what to say, but he struggles a lot with tournament nerves.
Okay,
right? Like a lot, and we speak about it all the time. Yeah. When you play this guy when he's 100%, whether it's in casuals or online or whatever, he's amazing. But in a tournament, he's pretty much never played 100% in pretty much all the tournaments I've seen him playing. Because he gets nervous. He does well. He might get a second place, a top 8, or even second places. But when he watches it back, he's like, bro, I didn't even play my best because he's always getting nervous. And he told me that what ended up helping him, like recently, he'd go for like a run in the morning. He'll go for a run.
That's true.
And then he'll go for a run in the morning, and then that kind of sets him for the day. Like when you go to tournament, he's fine. And I don't know, it depends. Different things work for different people. Me, it's music.
I guess that does make sense though, because like a healthy body, healthy mind. If you're more confident in your body, I guess you're more confident in yourself, so then you can control yourself better. I guess that does make sense. A jog in the morning would be, but that's insane though. You said he gets nervous and he doesn't do his best in tournaments. So I thought you were gonna say he wasn't getting top 16 or top 10. You said he was getting top 2. And all that
he'd
stuff.
even get top 2 and stuff.
Nervous. So imagine if he's not nervous at all.
That's what I'm saying. It stops, and that's a lot of players, even to a smaller degree. Even players who are playing their game and they're grinding ranked, trying to grind their leaderboards for their game, right? And they're not finding that consistency because they get nervous when they're playing. It's like you could find that consistency if you just wasn't as nervous, or if you had ways to deal with your nerves.
Your nerves.
Yeah.
Quick question though. Sure. Do tournament nerves ever fade away no matter how experienced you are? Because you're quite experienced, but do they ever fade away, or are they something that will always stay with you no matter what tournament you do?
You know that's funny because that's literally something I had in my notes as well.
Oh, so
I had that same thing in my notes. But I have the answer to it though, because
Yes, sir,
I don't. Oh, if you lot don't know about the show, when we have our notes, he has his topics, I have my topics, and we don't show it to each other. So when we talk about when we bring up topics, I don't know what he's gonna bring up, and he doesn't know what I'm gonna bring up.
Completely blind.
Just so blind. So just so you don't know. But I think that tournament nerves never go away. That's a fact. It never goes away. It never goes away. It just depends on it's not every tournament. You're not going to be nervous at every tournament. It depends on the caliber of the tournament.
Okay.
That's
the caliber.
Yeah. So if it's a big tournament with a huge prize pot, everybody is going to feel nerves. Everybody.
Okay.
Everybody.
But if it's not like a huge prize pool and it's just like a free tournament that everyone jumps into and just plays.
Yeah, no, it's not really. If I go to a local tournament, like a local event, I'm not nervous.
Just gonna play. Okay, yeah, fair.
I'm not nervous. Like
It's because there's nothing on the
any
line.
event any event we've been to together where we've gone to, I wasn't nervous. Any of them.
That's fair, yeah.
Any local event, and no, I wasn't nervous.
Even that one you won. You won in the whole event when Hurricane was there as well. Street Fighter 5. I think I remember. King J was there.
Yeah, I wasn't
Two other
nervous on
members
that.
there.
I
You
was
wasn't.
not
You what
nervous.
came first? That's crazy.
I wasn't nervous at all on that.
He won the
I
whole
wasn't nervous.
tournament for that, you know. Check his IG. Literally, he has it there. But yeah,
Bro,
that's
okay, well, you're trying to gas me up, bro. You're trying to
bro,
gas me up, man.
he said he wasn't nervous and he just bagged it like it was nothing, bro. I was like, "Rah."
I definitely wasn't. I'll tell you, the only time I've been nervous for events recently has been if I've flown out to the event. I took a whole plane trip, all of that, stayed multiple days, played. Then I might get nervous because I'm like, bro, I traveled all this way.
Yeah.
Like, if I lose this match, I gotta get on the flight back.
Yeah,
those type of events, I can be nervous. But even then, it still depends. Like, if there's not that much money on the line,
yeah,
the nerves levels is not as much. But Gamers 8, for example, I was at Gamers 8.
Oof.
I was 100% nervous at Gamers 8.
You had to be. You had like the best
I
names
was
as well.
definitely, I was nervous at Gamers 8 in general. Like, in general, like, not because it was a specific person I was playing or anything, but just being there and knowing like the amount of money that's on the line. I was nervous like every game.
Oh, I don't blame you with all of that. Yeah, especially because you know that if you don't get this far, you only get this much, and and yeah, I can understand that, especially because there's a lot of people and there's a lot of more the prestigious names looking like the blue look at starting 11. It looked kind of like it looked very stacked, a very stacked tournament. Problem X, yeah, like that's an Evo winner, like an Evo winner. You had Andon Walker, you had Daigo, you had can't remember his name, the one that won the tournament. Takanori, there we go.
Oh, you're talking about Kakeru. You're talking about Kakeru.
So Kakeru, yeah, Kakeru, Angry Bird, Big Birds. Like, you had a ton of like Street Fighter veterans on there. So
and it wasn't even everybody, but it was a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. It was a lot of people, but like everyone that was at the tournament was known, and that's the thing. So I guess that would add pressure to a situation like that, especially because you got flying out. Do you know how good you have to be to get flying out and to get chosen, guys? Do you know how much that is? Do you know how crazy that is?
Oh, I mean, it's hard work.
Mr. Hollywood, you know.
Hard work. Me, Hollywood, never. But that's you.
Like, that can't be me. I'll tell you that.
But I do want to conclude that point, like, because everything we just talked about. Well, first of all, nerves never go away. That was the main point. Nerves, it never goes away, but you can decrease how nervous you get in certain situations using different methods, whatever works for you. But the nerves itself won't go away. You're still gonna feel it. You're still gonna get adrenaline from it. You're still gonna be there, and I think it's a good thing because adrenaline's quite good when you're playing. Like when you're competing in games.
It can fuel you, yeah. It can fuel you up and make you do stuff that you wouldn't be able to react to if you're
more alert. Exactly,
that's very true. Can increase your reactions.
Exactly as well. Yeah. But what I want to conclude with is all of those things, nerves and stuff, can lead to self-doubt, which is what you don't want to. You don't want it to get to that point. You want to stop the nerves and calm it down before it leads to self-doubt, because a lot of people, because of how nervous they get and they never get the results that they want to be getting, they end up giving up because of self-doubt. They start doubting their ability to actually perform.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they've not like trained themselves or found a way to calm their nerves and their mindset. So you definitely don't want to get to that point to where you have self-doubt on like how you perform. 100%. That's what I want to say about it.
Especially when there's a lot of variables in when you go compete in the tournament. Your matchup you're fighting against, your mentality as a whole, the player you are fighting. Yeah, there's a lot of elements that come into that. Even the monitors or the controllers, like that happens too.
Like I've had so many teaching, like coaching lessons where I'm coaching the person, right? And I'm like, we're watching replays of how they play the game. I'm coaching them, and they're like, I see something wrong. And I'm like, oh, why did you do this there? You should have done this. And they're like, oh, I know that was the wrong thing to do. I know I should have done this. And they're like, oh, I was just nervous. So I reacted the wrong way because I was nervous. I'm like, that is so many people now. A lot of people do the wrong things based on them being nervous.
Yeah, and nerves can just exist everywhere. It's not even just in tournaments. That's from what you said. It can be online ranked.
Yeah, it's not even just tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. But I guess Just to
But
reiterate,
yeah,
guys, remember there's more than one way to stop feeling nervous or to ease your tournament nerves. Some nerves are good for tournaments, but to ease them down, you can either listen to music, you can exercise. That might help just in life in general, make your mindset better. Um, other stuff Phil said, don't take it seriously as well.
yeah,
Just say whatever happens, happens. That can help too. And yeah, never let it go to self-doubt.
yeah, for real. Self-doubt that's not good, because once you start thinking you're actually not good enough, then you just give up on something you actually really wanted. You give up on a dream that you actually really wanted, based on
100%.
not knowing why you wasn't performing well in the first place. But yeah, that's my first topic. I just wanted to talk about real quick.
Okay, cool.
Ban self-doubt, man. Forget that.
Yeah, self-doubt is insane. I can't lie to you. Is it me? Do you want me to talk?
Yeah,
Go
go
to my
ahead, bro.
topic?
Go
All
ahead, go
right,
ahead.
cool. So my one is going to be, since it's a new year, I have a question for you. This might be two questions in one at some point. Which game genre do you think is going to be this year's winner? Because obviously last year it was like the age of fighting games, because we got a lot of you got like three new fighting games in there. You had Street Fighter 6, you got Mortal Kombat 1, and then you got Grand Blue towards the end of the year. And now we're getting Tekken 8 end of this month. I
Right.
know the game of the year was Baldur's Gate, but yeah. What genre do you think is going to be the winner this year?
Like, it's definitely not going to be fighting games.
Nah.
As much
Yeah.
as fighting games are getting more popular,
Mm.
it's not reached that point yet.
Yeah. That's
It's
very
not
true.
reached that point to where it's getting game of the year, like amongst all the other genres. It hasn't gotten there yet in
That's
terms of
impossible.
popularity.
Yeah.
I would say, yo, Spider-Man is, well, Spider-Man. I'm only saying that because I see it at the bottom left there. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Spider-Man's a good one. So what, like adventure games, do you feel like adventure games might be the winner?
I think in adventure games, but at the same time, like action RPGs.
Yeah, because Final Fantasy is coming out this year as well.
That's what I'm thinking about.
But
That is what I'm thinking about.
there's a lot of Soulborns coming out as well this year too. They're not so much at the Game
Yes.
Awards, so potentially Soulborn games could be
I'm
the
trying to
game that
think
gets the
of
most.
what type of like Souls game would be the one, because Elden Ring is already gone.
The Berserker game. Do you remember that Berserk, the one with the? I think it
Oh,
was
the
the
one from the guy from DNF Duel, like in that
yeah
game.
that one. Yeah,
I
him.
don't know how well that's gonna do. I don't know how popular that's gonna be. It looks ridiculously good. I don't know
True.
how popular it's gonna be in terms of like marketing and people knowing about the game as much. But there's a lot of Souls game. There's like Where the Winds Meet, Rise of the Ronin. There's a lot of Souls games that are like
Oh yeah, there's so many. I think there's a big growth of them recently now because I
we
saw
got
so many.
Wukong.
Oh yeah, exactly. Wukong. They're doing
Wukong
that,
coming through.
aren't they? Doing that. Wait, is Wukong the monkey? The
Yeah.
monk. Okay, yeah, that one. Yeah,
Is it Wukong or
that.
Wulong? I get mixed up
I think
because there's
Wulong is out
Wulong and there's
already. Wulong's
okay.
out right now.
Wulong's the Neo thing.
Yeah, the Neo game, yeah, made by Team Ninja. Well, Wukong, Song of Wukong. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother thing. Then you have obviously Stellar Blade, which looks like a Soulborn, but it looks like more of a hack and slash, and maybe not that one. But you had that. There was like a samurai game that looked crazy. It was on the PlayStation Showcase.
Oh, that was Phantom Blade.
Yes, that looked crazy.
I'm waiting on that. Oh my god,
That looked
I'm
good, right?
waiting on Phantom Blade. That looks amazing.
100%. That's a Soulsborne.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like I guess the winner can just be how many of them come out this year, more than whether they were actually really good or not. I mean, that
Yeah.
obviously matters as well, but yeah,
I think that's interesting. Yeah, I think it might actually be like a Souls game. Like
really,
it might be, but there's so many of them coming out. Not all of them are gonna miss, bro.
100%.
Maybe one or two, but there's gonna be some great ones in there, and a lot of them are releasing. So I think, yeah, I think I'd give it to them this year.
Yeah, I feel like for me it might be adventure games, because I feel like obviously you've got. Actually, I don't know if does Final Fantasy 7 tie in to adventure, or is that more of a role playing game RPG?
I guess adventure RPG. I don't know how the latest Final Fantasy that just came out. I don't know how
The Rebirth one. I think it's RPG.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
RPG.
but it's not turn based, but it's
Yeah.
I know people are raving for that, and people have been waiting for that for years. I know that's going to be definitely on there. Then obviously you've got Stellar Blade's more of a hack and slash. I don't want to include that, but I think like the adventure games are like, despite a pop like the popular the rise in multiplayer games being the more popular games, adventure games are still hanging in there. Like, and obviously I know we had some bad ones last year, like Forsaken, which was horrible.
Oh my day, you still remember that game? Oh
yeah,
bro,
it just came into my head. Literally, when I thought a horrible game, I remember that. It wasn't even
that
that
game
bad,
was
but it wasn't
hyped
that good.
up. That was hyped. That game was hyped up as well,
Oh,
fam.
yeah, no, 100%. They hyped the hell out of that game. I thought it was gonna be good too, because I saw the movement, and then I played the game, the demo, and I was like, I'm not playing this game. I'm not buying it.
Oh, you got it? You got beta or demo? Okay. I thought
Yeah, the
it was
demo. I did not pay for the game. I was like, when I tried the demo, I was like, I don't like this. I don't know if it was the gameplay didn't stick with me or the way the dialogue was. People were complaining about the dialogue of the game and so and so. And Twitter has Twitter Day. It just clowns it, and people just like argue it for it. They defend it. But yeah, besides that, I feel like adventure games will probably do better. And if Kingdom Hearts does come out this year, if it does come out this year, 4, because they did show a teaser for it last year, I believe.
Oh,
So if
okay.
they re-release that this year, I don't know when, because they could just secretly announce to be like, hey, like Mortal Kombat did, hey, here's our trailer for it. The game comes out soon. It could be like that, who knows? But I feel like there may be more, and there may be like some DLCs here and there for existing games, like maybe Spider-Man 2. That could be one too. God of War already got one, but you never know. I feel like that might be. I don't know if shooters are gonna win, because
the thing about DLCs, I want a quick note. Elden Ring still hasn't released the DLC, have they?
Did they not release the Colosseum? No, they haven't, have they?
I haven't heard of an Elden Ring DLC.
I thought they released like a Colosseum thing. That's the last one I saw, where like you can do PvP with friends or something in the Colosseum. That's the last one I saw.
Maybe. But I don't know. I mean, like a new DLC, like a new world, like new.
Oh no, then no, I don't think so. But people are still playing that game now. A new game. The thing is with Soulborn games, I don't understand is that sometimes you guys will complete the game and then you go into the same game and try to new plus it like multiple times. And I'm like, I don't understand why you play the same game again and again.
I get it, because I think there's a limit to how. Because I get why they do it, because in Souls game, usually you can't really. The first playthrough, you're never going to be able to do everything that you would want to do in that playthrough.
True, because you're not strong enough yet. Yeah,
there's a lot of secrets in the game, like secret passages you might not have found. There's a lot of secret shortcuts you might not have known of. And you probably won't get to like your strongest build that you want to make for your character in one playthrough. You'll probably be even more OP in like playthrough number 3 or 4. So I understand that part.
True,
some people are on like playthrough number 17 and 19.
Yeah, that
with no DLC. See, with no DLC, I can't do that.
That's crazy. To even
I'll play the game once. I'll play it once, twice, maybe 3. With no DLC added to the game to where there's like more stuff to do, I'm not playing it that much.
Because at that point, you're just changing builds at that point. And then it's like every time you new game plus, the game is harder. It's not like it's the same difficulty. The game gets harder every time you new game plus it.
Yeah.
Souls. And the game was made to be hard already. So I don't know if you're a masochist and you just love pain and you just want to just like, but I don't know if you think you're a Saiyan, you're just gonna evolve and just like go crazy. But when I see it, I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. I'll complete the game once, do the DLC for it, and done. That's what I did with Nia. And I was like, yeah. But I get that people want to test themselves, because I guess being good at solo games means that you can kind of be good at almost any game, or not almost any.
That's actually true. Now, do you know what? Yeah, being good. I think that about fighting games. I think if you're good at fighting games, you can apply things you learn about fighting games to like any game, bro.
Yeah, that's true. You know,
now when I play games nowadays, I don't think there's a single game I can't be good at. Not saying amazingly good to where I'm the best, but I don't think there's any game that I can't play, put some time into it, and be good at.
You know
Since
what?
I've played fighting games, which is like all my
this
life.
Actually ties into my next question.
Okay.
My next question was, what's the hardest game genre to get into? So I think you just kind of answered it low key.
But to get into, so to start. Not like at the highest level, just to start.
We can expand to that if you want. But I guess I'll just say, because at first it was gonna be what's the hardest game genre, period, just flat out. And then I thought, you know what, let's say get into it, because maybe that's like a
Yeah.
thing. Period. Oh god, it's hard. Oh, because like
hardest gaming genre to get into. I have to say, like, I have my answer, but I don't want to be wrong, so I'm trying to think of like other stuff.
There is
that
no
it might
wrong
be.
answer. I'll be honest with you. There is no wrong answer, unless I say it's wrong.
I
But there
think
is no wrong
I
answer.
think it is fighting games
I can see why
because
you say that.
it require fighting games require a certain level of dedication to get into.
Oh yeah,
because like once you start a fighting game, right, you can play on a casual level, but there will come a point to where you will always lose to the same people, never beat them. You'll always be unable to do certain things that you might want to do. You'll just hit that plateau to where you're just not improving, no matter what you do.
yeah.
Unless you're willing to dedicate the time and you're willing to learn new things, which takes a lot of time. Like, for example, you start playing a fighting game, right? You do whatever. Unless you know frame data, you'll be stuck at a level. Unless you know fighting game terminology, so you know certain words, you know what a shimmy is, which a lot of people watching might not know. Some of the fighting games you would know. You know what a shimmy is. You know what a block string is. You know what a frame trap is. If you don't know these things, playing a fighting game, it's GG's. You have to know these type of things. It's like you have to expand the part of your brain to play fighting games.
To learn, 100%. You're
right. Yeah, there's just so much knowledge that you have to know. Even just learning frame data, it's gonna take you a while. Like, you're not gonna learn all of it overnight. It's gonna take you a while.
You gotta learn your character's frame data, and then you gotta learn the other character's frame data, and you gotta work out how it collides. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the thing is about that as well is this true is that 100% you have to like just get into it. Some fighting games are harder to get into than others. So like if you were playing, let's say Marvel vs. Capcom, you're going to have a hard time getting into that game because there's so many elements you got to think of. You're all Dragon Ball fighters. You got even though fighting games now have become more simplified and more easier, they're still really hard to get into because they become more simple. Because all the veterans that were good at the older games are on these newer, easier games. So then competing against them is going to be even harder, even though they are trying to bridge the gap. 100%, I feel like it is one of the hardest ones because
it's tough. It's
execution.
Execution. Like, bro, people go from aiming and shooting on the FPS to having to do a combo. Like, it's crazy.
And then you have to assess whether your combo's optimal enough or if your combo can provide mixes. And then if you're defending in a situation, do I have to defend this way? Should I avoid it this way? Does this work against this character? Yeah. And the harder the game you pick, the worse it is. And then if you play like King of Fighters, good luck.
Bro, even look at Tekken, for example, bro. You have to know which side to sidestep every move in the game. Like, what is going on? Just that alone is like you have to spend time to do the move, figure out to sidestep it left or right for every move in the game. And Tekken has hundreds of moves for each character. Get 100%. Out.
You gotta know.
I watch people stream Tekken now, and they're veterans. They've been playing since season 1, since previous Tekkens. They know everything about Tekken, but still things will happen, and they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that." You don't even hear that for every single fighting game. Some of these fighting games that have been out for a while, everything's been figured out. For the most part, everything's been figured out. You don't see something, oh, I didn't know this was possible. Everyone knows most of the stuff. A game like Tekken, which probably some other fighting games as well, bro, they're still figuring out new stuff so many years into the game. Is crazy. And that's without updates. Without like an update, you just figured something new out.
And imagine an update does happen. Yeah, has a whole new changes.
That's crazy.
And you've got
balance patch drops. Balance patch drops. You got to relearn the whole game. Like,
100%. Some things will change, some things will stay the same, and then you have to. And there's a whole new game, a different type of game. Then you have to then adjust, and then you're right.
And I would say fighting games. Fighting games. That's my answer. Fighting games.
So you don't think like let's try and narrow some of these game numbers down. You don't think shooting games are as hard as this? Like, let's say like Valorant or one of them PC games or anything like that. Or I'm not going to mention COD because COD is not hard to get into. COD is easy to get into.
But, get into, I think shooting game. I think shooting games are one of the easiest games to get into.
Yeah.
Because to get into it, the skills required is it's a lot less.
That's very true. Just
for example, me when I got into like Call of Duty, for example, the first thing was okay. I need to get into the game. I know how to aim and shoot. I know my button configuration. I know how to aim and shoot. My aim might not be the best, so I need to improve on my aim. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the map layout, so I don't know where I'm walking. Okay. As I keep playing the game, I will learn the map as I play, because the more you play the game, the more you'll familiarize yourself with the maps. Now I know the maps, and I'm working on aiming and shooting. I've got most of the basics down.
That's true. There's nothing else you really need to worry about as long as
you
there's
get other things like there's obviously like playing smart, like there's obviously plays you can make. However, the basics of playing the game is fairly simple compared to what a fighting game is.
True. But what would you say?
You can't even play a fighting game. People go on fighting games and button bash. If people don't know how to play a fighting game, they're going there and button bash. Yeah. What they're doing makes zero sense. If you go on a shooting game, you're aiming and shooting is what you're supposed to do in the game.
Yeah, you can't really.
The game tells you what to do. Yeah, the game tells you what to do. You aim, you shoot. That's the main thing that you do in the game. A fighting game never even used to teach you how to play. Tutorials are getting better now. Tutorials are getting better. They're teaching you more stuff now, but they never even used to teach you how to play. The game will be there and you learn it yourself.
Tekken 7 didn't have a tutorial. So yeah, you're 100% right. It didn't even have a tutorial. I had to learn that off of YouTube videos from people, different content creators, King J, all sorts. Yeah. What about okay, so COD obviously is very thingy, but what about like subgenres of shooting? So like let's say like Overwatch, actually, I want to say Overwatch because Overwatch is kind of easy to get into, but it's just that you just need to know what each character does and how that works in the situation. But I don't think that's as hard. And I know that's more a team game than anything else. You can't really carry or solo carry as that. But what about like something like, let's say, like a PC game like CS:GO or like Valorant? Do you think that's hard to an extent, like to get into, or do you feel like the keyboard and mouse thing is not a valid?
I think me personally, I can't play on keyboard and mouse, so me doing that would be hard because I don't know keyboard and mouse. But if you play keyboard and mouse or whatever, I think getting into the game,
I think it's more or less the same as what you said, to be fair.
Does that game have like skill-based matchmaking in it, or is it just
it has a ranked mode, so you can go into rank, but I think casuals you can just run into anybody.
Yeah, it's I think it's to get into the game, I think it's fairly simple. Like becoming really good at it, that's a different question.
Yeah, 100%.
Just getting into the game, hopping on and playing, I don't think it's too hard to do that.
Yeah,
you can hop in and play. It's another aim and shoot. And
true, just abilities. Yeah, that's it, really.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then. So shooting games are out of the question. Are Soulborns in that discussion, or are they not in that at all?
Soulborn they can be in the discussion. Well, to get into Soulborn games, I think is to get into it. I don't think it's. I think it's easier than fighting games because I think Soulborn games only require time.
Fair.
Enemies in Souls games do the same stuff over and over again in different orders. Right? Most people hop on the game and die a bunch of times and quit because they're like, this is too hard. If they were to not quit and keep going for a period of time, they will see, oh, this enemy is doing the same stuff. Eventually, you're going to start dodging it because you've seen it a million times and you've lost to it a million times.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it is. I think it's just over time you catch on to enemy patterns and you deal with it.
You just adapt. Yeah, that's
true. It just takes time to catch on to it, and it might be difficult to execute as well. However, I don't think it's as hard as a fighting game where when you're playing against people online, you don't know what they're gonna do. It's an actual person. It's not AI. You can figure AI out, and once you figure out the AI, you figured out the AI. But as an actual human being online, or if you're playing against someone offline, they can just change what they want to do. They might be like, "Oh, you figured me out. Okay, now I need to figure you out." Once I figured you out, then what are you gonna do? You gotta refigure me out again.
In that time that you have, yeah,
exactly. So I think that fighting games are still ultimately more difficult to get into.
Damn. I don't think there's another genre I'm thinking. I'm thinking of turn-based games or RTS games, but I don't know that even. I think that, like you said, it just narrows down to chasing time.
Turn-based games. Now, even turn-based games, I don't think are as hard because
Or
like
even strategy games
turn-based.
I have online.
Oh, like strategy game. Oh, you're talking about like strategy, like card games or chess and
Yeah, like let's say like I wouldn't even say League of Legends. Like I guess that's one thing, but that and like let's say like Civilization, is that what it's called? Or one of them ones with like you're fighting one person or another person, and then you have to set your army to do this and do that kind
oh,
of stuff.
those okay.
Are those hard? Do you think hard to get into? Or do you feel like they're just look a
They
couple
might.
videos and
I
then
mean, they might be quite hard to get into because it's like strategy, right? It's all about
yeah,
your
it's a
strategy
strategy
and
game,
how you
yeah.
go about it. Like that's another
Mm,
thing. You have to be smart. You have to be very smart about what you do.
mm,
But also, it's not hard to execute. It's more so about are you going to be smart enough to make the right play? You've got time.
yeah,
It's turn based. So you're sitting there not doing anything apart from thinking about what the best move is. Once you figured out the
yeah,
best move, you make the best move,
yeah,
which is not easy to do. It's hard. Like you have to actually outsmart your opponent because your opponent's also waiting and thinking.
yeah. Mm,
However, in a fighting game, you have to think all the time whilst also controlling a character at the same time, and situations keep on changing. Your opponent could move forward an inch, and all of a sudden you gotta think what you're gonna do because they move
mm,
forward an inch. They could
yeah,
jump at any moment and like, damn, now I need to do something. So what you have to think about keeps changing every second in the fighting games. Keeps
yeah.
changing depending on what's happening on the screen, and it doesn't stop.
And you have
So I
limited
think
time as well. Yeah.
limited time, yeah. I think fighting games are definitely the hardest to get into.
You know
Hence
what?
why they're probably one of the least popular genres to this
You think they're
day.
least popular?
Popular in terms of
People getting
competition.
into them or
No,
staying
not
on
even
them
getting
after?
into them, staying on them, and
Okay,
also wanting to compete in it.
that's true. Yeah.
Because the majority of people who are very, 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 very talented in games tend to want to compete in that particular game or genre. With
Mm,
fighting games, there's not as many people like that because they stop playing at the part where they're getting into the game.
mm.
They
That's true,
stop playing
actually.
at the
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. So then at that point, there's no reason for them to. I hear you. Yeah. And yeah,
Yeah,
no, 100%. And some games switch it up. Okay. You
it's
know
tough.
what? I don't think there's anything else I was gonna compare because like there's other genres like there's what the board games, the board games which are mad. They're not really hard to get into.
Yeah,
Sport games are not hard to get into. So yeah, nah, you've convinced me on
yeah.
that
Sports
fully. I
games are
like
quite easy to get into. FIFA, NBA,
oh
they're
100
quite easy. They're quite easy. They're quite easy to get into. But I think to become really good at it, I think it's also
anime fighters.
anime. I mean, that's fighting games though.
Oh, we're including that too. So, wait,
Wait,
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
what
on.
you got in mind? What you got in
Wait, hold on.
mind?
So wait, does all right? This is a very important question.
Okay.
Does Smash belong in the same category as fighting games, or is that separate? I have to know your thinking. Is it separate?
Here's my thing. Here's my
Okay.
thing. If it's not a fighting game, what are we calling it? They're fighting. There's two characters on the screen beating each other up. If it's
Yeah,
not a fighting game, what are we calling it?
something else.
It's a fighting game.
So you think Smash is a fighting game?
It's a fighting game.
I don't think it's a fighting game, but I think it's a platformer. I'll be so honest with you. I
Oh,
just think I think it's like
okay.
a fighting platformer, but I refuse to
Okay.
give it.
I'll take fighting platformer because I
Hmm,
wouldn't say Naruto Storm is a fighting game. It's an
definitely
arena
not.
fight. It's an
Yeah,
arena fight.
subgenre, yeah, of a fighting
Yeah.
game, yeah. Mm,
Okay, I'll take
100%.
platformer fighter.
Because I can't
Platform.
lie to you, with Smash, there is no reason for it to belong in a fighting game. Like, there's a reason that FGC and Smash, the Smash community, are separate communities and not the same. I feel like they're like, there's a reason that they're not involved. The only reason it's at Evo or was at Evo was because of how much money it racked in. So I
It's
like to personally believe that Smash isn't a fighting game because for it to become competitive, you need to change some settings for it to be competitive. Because the game starts with
okay.
items. So you have to take off
Yeah.
the items for it to not be for it to be competitive now. Let's play with no
Okay.
items, no star thing, or like it was made to be a party game.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking
Okay.
about
Okay.
May, but everyone
I
in
can
May goes
see that.
crazy.
I can see that. So platformer fighter and arena fighters are not like fighting games.
Yeah, we're not including the fighting game. Okay, cool, perfect. We're on the same page. All right, cool. I'm fine with that. All right, cool. That's my question done.
Oh, that's
a very important question.
Now I hear it. A lot of people have been like debating that topic.
Because like I had someone tell me, oh, a fighting game, if they're fighting, it's a fighting game. I'm like, that doesn't necessarily mean that, because like oh, there's a video coming out for that, to be fair, because that means like anyone that's fighting could be fighting. So like, you can say Devil May Cry, you're fighting, because hack and slash, even though you're fighting against AI, you're still fighting. Or you could even say that because you're playing Dark Souls, you're doing PvP, it's a fighting game. Or For Honor, if you want to call For Honor a fighting game.
For Honor, it's cold. I can't lie. I remember my first time playing For Honor. Why is it? I mean, it is popular.
It is. It's still out now, isn't it? I think, right?
Yeah. Why don't they do like a? Is there For Honor 2? Is that a thing?
No.
I feel like there should be a new For Honor. I'd play it, bro.
Do you think
I haven't played For Honor in years, but I remember getting into it a little bit.
I'm gonna download it again. It's fun game. That's like they just expanding on like what they have already. They got like DLC. I don't know if they have any new characters now. A pirate, maybe. I think it was the last one I saw. Then they had like collabs like Dead by Daylight and Assassin's Creed. But then again, it's Ubisoft, so. But yeah, they've had some things here and there, but couldn't really tell you.
Cool. You say you ready for my next topic then?
I'm ready. I'm ready, bro. Let's hear it.
You go ahead and get into this next topic, man.
Damn, we're nearly an hour in. That's crazy. But yeah.
Are we an hour in already? I've been wanting to talk about this, you know.
Oh God.
I've actually been
God.
I've been waiting to talk about this one, man.
Oh Lord.
I've been waiting to talk about this one. I know you saw that tweet recently, bro. I know you saw that tweet.
The tweet, the teaser. I saw the teaser video.
Bro.
Oh God, yeah, no, I have.
So if you guys don't know, right, there was a tweet recently. I don't know who the tweet was from originally, but there was a tweet that came out. There's also a YouTube video. There's a new Hunter x Hunter game that has been announced, and there is like not a gameplay trailer, but there is some sort of a trailer. They showed off a few like character designs, but there was no gameplay. But there was a trailer on YouTube telling us pretty much here there is a Hunter x Hunter game. Very short.
You could show it if you wanted to, you
know. Yeah, could you actually pull that up?
Yeah, sure. You could pull it up. You just have to go into YouTube and then yeah, you could pull it up if you wanted to.
Let me pull that up real quick.
If you want me to do, I don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. It should be just Hunter x Hunter game, and then the trailer should pop
up. That game. Okay, let me quickly pull it up.
Let's actually watch that and see. Let's share some of our thoughts on that. Because I'm excited.
34 seconds as well.
Yeah, it's short. It's very short. I'm excited, but I'm scared at the same time. Let me add that to stage.
Do you see it? You saw it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, just full screen it if you can or whatever.
Yeah. That cool? Can you see it full screen?
Yeah, we good.
Okay, the question is if you can hear it now. Hopefully you can hear it. I don't even know who made the game, but exactly what they're saying.
Is there a little bit like delayed?
You like?
I think it's a bit like delayed.
Is it?
Go back to the start.
The start.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
There we go. Yeah. Turn it up on YouTube though, because it's slow.
Turn it up.
Yeah, on YouTube. Like, yeah, there we go.
It's such a damn word.
So it's really short.
Yeah.
First of all, what do you think about the name?
The
Hunter Nen Impact.
Honestly?
Nen Impact. What do you think about the name?
The name of it is catchy, I guess. Nen Impact. It kind of like reminds me of Naruto Ninja Impact, the PSP game. But Nen Impact, I guess, makes sense because you know their whole gimmick is Nen, right? They all use Nen. So I only know that
the name's alright.
It's not a bad name.
I'm not too fussed about the name. What piqued my interest though is that it's a 3v3.
Yeah. But
It's a
is it a
3v3 game.
3v3 though? Because it
I'm
could be one
pretty.
of them ones you add an assist and it's not actually like, oh, that character jumps in.
That's what I was thinking. I want to know if it's an assist 3v3 or is it like a 3v3 where you actually play 1v1 but 3 characters.
Yeah, like
If
a
your
round
character
robin or
loses, like your character
like King of
loses,
Fires.
and then the other one. Yeah, like King of Fires. So I
Another
want to know
question
if it's assist based or not.
I want to know if it's an arena fire or not, because I can't tell if it's an arena fire was going to be like fires. Because that's the thing I thought about. I was like, is it an arena fire? Because they're doing 3D. It looks like it's 3D, but at the same time, when they showed that angle, it looks like a 2.5D. It looked like it could be like,
yeah,
it's actually hurting me.
Bro, it's playing with my brain, fam. Like, literally, the first thing I was thinking is, please don't be an arena fire. 100%. When I saw how they set up the characters and it was side by side, 3 characters here and 3 characters here, I was like, okay, this might be 2D or like 2.5D.
Yeah.
So there's some type of hope. So I think this game is, I'd love to play it. If it's an arena fighter, bro, I give up, bro.
Upset.
I actually give up, bro. If it's an arena fighter, I just give up.
No, I hear it.
However,
yeah,
if it's just this being a thing alone, I think is promo for the anime's return.
Yes.
And they're supposed to finish off the anime, right?
Yeah, because they ended it with him. Well, they ended it. That's how it ended. So then they should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I think that's like a cue to like Hunter x Hunter's back in business again. Because
it might be.
Why would they do a game? Yeah, like why would they do a game and then that's it? That's the game. There's no Hunter x Hunter talk after that.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of promo as well for like a new season or ending of the anime. It's 100% some sort of promo.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be because Loki. Yeah, no, they haven't had the anime for so long now. So why only now decide to do a game for it?
Yeah,
like, into the new year, it doesn't even make sense. So like, like you said, I'm just hoping it's not an arena fight. I'm just hoping that it is a free. It's a free because like the win out. I don't know if there was a win out. It looked like the versus screen, or like you know at the end, like all the 3 of the characters. I don't know if that's like a win pose or that's like a round 1 fight kind of thing. I'm just worried because like it looks like it could be, and I don't even know the publisher who's doing it. It's not Bandai Namco. So we have no clue whether it is the arena fighter or not.
I'm shook. Let me just say what my question about this though. What would it take for this game, right? To actually earn its spot amongst current fighting game titles? What would it take for this game to actually be a good game amongst the other games that are about right now? Not saying at the top or whatever, just to compete, just to actually be a good game.
To be a good game. So like,
what would it take?
Yeah. What, to be around like Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat now?
Even around like Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, it probably won't be as popping as those, but like a Dragon Ball Fighters or even
yeah.
Well, Strive, what else? Multi Bloods,
that kind of stuff.
Smash.
I'm gonna pretend you never said that.
In general. There's anything in general. Like what would it take to make this a good game? Whether it be anything, whether it be netcode, whether it be gameplay, whether it be anything. I've got a few things jotted down as well, but I want to know what you think.
First things first, it needs to be an actual fucking fighting game because it can't, like, for it to be among all those games, they have an actual combat system. It's not square, 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 then press triangle once and then do this and do that. Like,
shouts to Storm.
Oh, literally Storm, Jujutsu Kaisen as well. That's exactly how that plays. It needs to be a game that actually has like a combat system. It might not be like as good as others, let's say like Tekken and stuff like that, but it needs to at least have that to be in the same conversation as like Melty Blood, Under Night and Birth, and all those other games, because that would make an actual fighting game. And obviously, on top of that, it needs to have good OST. That OST needs to be here, and it needs to have nostalgia from the show as well. It has.
I was about to say something about that. Yeah, bro. Tell me why.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighters first launched. Correct me if I'm wrong. It first launched without the anime OST in it.
Oh, the anime music pack. Yeah, it didn't.
They brought back the anime music pack as a DLC or something you could purchase on the side, but
separately. Yeah.
why is it separate? Listen, if you have an anime game coming out, the main OSTs and the popular OSTs in from the anime need to be in the game. I don't know how you want to license it or whatever, but bro, that makes the game so much better. Just
100%.
that by itself. You open up the game and you hear the OSTs you're used to hearing from the show, you're gassed. Just turning the game on, you're gassed, bro. Like straight away.
100%. You feel like you're in the anime, yeah.
Yeah, imagine, bro, you turn on an anime game and you're just hearing a random OST that has nothing to do with the anime. You're not getting no nostalgia, no nothing. It's just a random tune and it's mid. Oh, it don't hit the same. It just don't hit the same. We need that classic. We need that anime, bro. We need that anime OST.
Because with Dragon Ball Fighters, though, I know Dragon Ball Fighters, they didn't have the anime music pack, but I won't lie to you, in their favor, in their defense, their OST was really good. Every character had an OST that was suited them. It wasn't unique. Like every character felt like it was. You know what? No, I can't even hate on Dragon Ball Fighters OST because I can't lie. It wasn't the original music. Good. Like when they added the anime music pack, I was like, oh, this is bangers. But then
I can't believe.
Let's say for example,
yeah, go on.
Oh, like Beerus's theme in that game. Hi, Zamasi's theme in that game. Goku Black, UI. I can't lie. Some of the themes like suit the characters. I can't lie to you. If you hear Beerus's theme, Beerus sounds like a.
They definitely have good themes, 100%. But best believe that when they dropped the anime music pack, that's the only thing I had running on the game.
Really?
I can't lie to you. That's the only thing I had running on my game. Was the anime music pack. But can you imagine? I'm gonna be a bit biased here because I love Bleach. Yeah. Imagine a new Bleach game drops, with random music. It's a proper fighting game. It's gassed and everything, but it drops with random OST, bro. That nobody knows. It can be good. I don't care how good it sounds. If it's not the OST from the show, it's just never gonna hit the same.
You know what? To be fair, with Bleach game, I have to hear Clava like Spider. If I don't hear that, I can't.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You're right. Yeah, no, I need to.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't lie. Yeah, nah. With Bleach, I can understand that fully. That needs to have OST. That needs to fully have its OST there, because the music in that anime slaps. I can't lie, it slaps. But with Hunter x Hunter, I don't know if they have any.
They have good OST in there as well. Yeah.
No, they do, but I don't know if they have any noteworthy battle OST. They have really good, surprise, suspense themes and all that stuff. But I don't know if they have.
Like, I'm okay with having new OST in the game.
We want it included.
Have included. It's fine, but have the old one there as well. That's
okay.
Have both. Like some animes might not have enough OST to go around if it's a short anime, a 12 episode or 24 episode. But if the show's got enough, then it's got to be in.
It should be fine. Yeah, no, 100%. You're right. I'm pretty sure I saw Jujutsu Kaisen have an opening. Like I saw it like their latest trailer. They literally have is it Lost in Paradise? The ending from the first game.
Oh right. Well, didn't that ending get like best ending of the year or something?
Something like that. Yeah, no, 100%. Ending was great.
I don't even like that ending. It's crazy.
But it was a banger, I can't lie. But now they're adding it as like DLC if you get the certain version of the game. I'm just like, wow, one OST to play. And how's it even gonna fit? It's an ending. It's like happy.
Bro, I can go on YouTube and watch it, bro. Like what are these
and play
DLC for the ending? That's crazy.
That's true. But outside of music and obviously gameplay, it needs to do the characters justice. Like visually, it needs to be appealing. If it's not visually appealing enough, not a lot of bystand, not like hardcore people will jump into the game and play it, die-hard Hunter x Hunter fans, but like if you want to entice any casual fans who've never heard of Hunter x Hunter, want to jump into it, it needs to look appealing. Because that's how I felt with The Walking Dead with Negan, because I hadn't when they announced him in Tekken 7, I hadn't watched Walking Dead before. So when I saw how he looked cool. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go watch the show, and it done him justice. So it needs to 100% do it justice.
That's another thing, because some people will probably play the game not knowing what Hunter x Hunter is. They might not have watched the show. So if they can make characters look appealing and all of that, the game look nice, it's gonna make some people want to actually go and watch the show.
For real. So
I want to ask a quick question that wasn't actually in this, right?
Sure.
Notes, but how important do you think the story mode gameplay for this game is going to be?
That needs to be crucial. That's very important, because not only it's not your, let's say, Mortal Kombat. No, I can't even use that as an example because Mortal Kombat has a really good story. As an anime game, like other some fighting games don't need one. Let's say Under Night in Birth or Mighty Bird, you're not gonna play story mode because it's not about the story mode for those kind of games. But Hunter x Hunter is an anime, so you need to foretell the anime well. So it needs to have something like a what kind of story? It needs to have like a Demon Slayer / Narrative Storm story type of thing. It can't be still images and dialogue. We can't see that in this game.
We need cinematics, yeah. We need
It
cinematics,
needs
proper
to have
cinematics.
100% have good cinematics, visual cinematics that actually make you
Engaging ones
wow.
as well.
Yeah,
Engaging cinematics where you can actually engage with what's happening on screen. And
exactly. Especially because this is an old anime. This anime has been out for years, decades. It was an old anime, and then they did a reboot. This is the reboot version, and then obviously, you're trying to bring this show back. I guess from the popularity of this, you need to make sure that it fits the standards, so that when people want to jump back into Hunter x Hunter or start anew and then watch the new season, it fits what they've seen in the show, in the game. So that is 100% important. And then obviously dubbing for both Japanese and English or whatever voices, that needs to be done right. It can't be reused. It has to be completely new. If it's reused, then
and
no.
Do you think it's important that they get the voice actors of the characters to play to voice those characters?
Absolutely. Because not only are you appealing to new fans, you're appealing to the old fans who are jumping on the game because it's Hunter x Hunter. So you need to make sure that you do them justice by providing the voices that they fell in love with, they enjoyed watching the show with. Otherwise, what's the point? They're gonna be like,
I
what
agree
is
with that.
this? Yeah.
But
So I feel like
can you bypass? Because here's the thing: it's good for that to be a thing, but in a lot of games, they don't always actually get the real voice actors of these characters to play the game. Can you bypass it if, like, can you brush it off if that doesn't happen?
I think go on.
Now go on.
Yeah. See, I was gonna say if it's something like, let's say, Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat, they have a thing where like some characters they get that are DLC characters don't have the original voice. Like Arnold didn't have his voice, and Homelander in this new game is not gonna have his voice. It's gonna be a whole other person. But and in those situations, I can understand because you may not have the time to do it or whatever. But like obviously Omni-Man is voiced by his voice actor. But something like this, the anime fighter, I can't bypass it. It needs to, I feel like it needs to. It 100% needs to have his voice because, like I said, you fell in love with that voice, and I don't think there's any barriers. At least with the Mortal Kombat thing, that's purely because they didn't have enough time in their DLC. But the base guys still have their original voices. Actually, not necessarily. Some of them have changed. But yeah, with anime, with this, unless someone has died, and I mean someone has died or something serious has happened to the voice actor, I feel like they should 100% have their characters in there. And I wouldn't be able to bypass it if it is, because I'd be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I can see that. I can actually understand that. I rate that because yeah, with because with games, voice actors can maybe change from game to game. But when it's an anime, because you've watched countless episodes, it's like a journey. Like you're used to hearing that voice all the time. When you make a game, and it's a new game as well, a new game, like a first game, like a first game,
first impression,
first impression. You can't go into that and give me a voice I've never heard before. It's just not gonna sit right. I'll turn it on and be like, this is not Hunter x Hunter. I don't know what.
100%, and lock it off.
Yeah.
So you just
it's definitely you're right. Very important. Yeah.
100%. You lose your fans off of just that alone.
Yeah. Do you have any more things, or should I say my one on like what I would think it needs?
Of this, well, like I said, gameplay is important. It needs to play like an actual fighting game. It needs to be complex in some way so that it's more to be discovered. That's 100% that. The characters, I forgot about that entirely. I said the voice acting, but the characters need to be like the important characters need to be in there. There shouldn't be a character that doesn't belong there. Like, for example, this is my pet peeve: Master Roshi being in Fighters as DLC. No one is going, or people did, but I, for one, did not want Roshi in there. I was like, that's a waste of a slot. Why is he No one cares about Roshi. I can't lie. He's not. He wasn't relevant. He hasn't been relevant since Dragon Ball. Like
That is
Dragon
true.
Ball.
People
Yeah,
acknowledge that he's a character. We know who he is, but he's
yeah.
not been relevant.
His glory days are over. So it's kind of like, why did you include him as
I mean, he
DLC?
had that,
Yeah,
he had that one little, he had that one moment in Tournament of Power, but
yeah, but that's like, yeah, that was literally it. But we all knew that he's washed, not washed, but that it's obviously too much for him at this point, for most characters at this point now. So yeah, with that kind of stuff, the characters they need to include need to be characters that are not just filler characters. They need to be characters that, like, if I see, you've seen Hunter x Hunter, right?
yeah.
If I see them add, is it Miriam? Not Miriam. Miriam was cold. The one that Miriam was playing chess with, or that game with. The one
I
that
know he was talking.
if I see her in this game, bro, I can't lie, I'm refunding it. If I see it in this game, she has no part.
No, but here's the thing, though. Some characters are there to fill the void of people that want to play troll characters or characters that we know are super weak. Like, okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
For example, right? We know that there's that new Dragon Ball Sparking game coming out.
Oh, Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
The new Tenkaichi game, right? If that comes out and throughout the lifespan of the game, there's no Hercules as a character, I won't care. I won't really care. But it will feel out of place, a bit wrong for Hercules to not just be a playable character. Or Videl not being there. Even though I don't want to play these characters, I just want to see them on the character select screen because they belong in the game.
You know what? Those two, yeah, they've put them in there for so long at this point. They're kind of cool, yeah. No, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? It's like some characters are joke characters or they're weak. They might be really strong in game, but weak characters in the show, they're weak characters.
Yeah.
But they belong there because it's just characters people know. You know what I mean? Like,
true. Like that is true.
Might put a Cyberman in the game, fam. Like,
no, they do. You know, they'll definitely do that.
You never know, yeah. So I think some of these characters earn their spot even outside of just being strong in the show. I think they earn their spot in like other ways.
You think so?
Screen time. They earn it with screen time.
Screen time. You know what? Fair.
Yeah, screen
like
time.
I don't mind the girl appearing in the story mode if they even go that far in the story mode. I don't mind her appearing. Like that's normal, that's fine. But I don't know if her being a playable character. I mean, as long as it's not DLC, I guess. But you know, as long as you have the main cast, I'd hate paying DLC for someone that I would never touch.
That's a whole different topic because with DLC, it's gotta be worthwhile. I'm not paying DLC to play Hercule in no Dragon Ball Z game.
That's crazy.
Make him base roster if there's enough characters to go. But DLC, don't do it.
Base
was Videl DLC? Videl was DLC.
In Fires, 100%.
Yeah, people pay for that's terrible.
I wouldn't do that. Roshi, Videl.
That's horrible.
Yeah, 100%.
DLC?
That's terrible. Horrible. If I heard Raditz was gonna be in the game, I wouldn't get it either. I'd be so annoyed. Raditz.
Yeah. I think Raditz should have been base roster.
100%.
I think Raditz should be Raditz and Nappa base roster.
Yeah, because they're both the first. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah,
they should have
been base roster. Yeah.
But like DLC for that, no, I can't lie. So like, I guess another thing as well is that I hope the characters there's enough characters in the game that they cover. You don't just use I hope what we just saw in that trailer wasn't it. Yeah. I hope there's more than just those characters.
Oh, and do you know what though? Yeah, I do hope there's more. I definitely do hope there's more.
Because there was the bomb guy and is it the bomb guy? Yeah, the bomb guy in what do you call it? In I think the third saga when they were in the game playing the card game thing. You had the other guy with the dodgeball thing. And there's characters that you could add that are notable, be like, okay, he looks like he'd be a good fit in, or people from the tournament.
Yeah, I'm not too fussed about there not being too many characters at the start. I'm more worried because I just want the gameplay of the game to be good first. No, I don't want them to overload the game with bad characters at the start, and then the game itself is kind of just
garbage. Yeah,
garbage. Don't turn it into a party game where it's just all these characters, and then the game itself is just whatever. If the core gameplay is good, then I can wait for DLC and stuff to drop as well.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, as long as it starts with a good roster, I guess.
Yeah. So what I have here, what would make this game a good game, is one. I like the art style. I was gonna say unique art style. This art style looks kind of unique-ish though. When you look at that trailer,
people are
it looks
cussing
pretty.
out though.
People are cussing out. I like it because I don't want to look at a game that looks exactly like another game. If it looks unique, it's already done something right. It's already caught your eye. You're like, okay, this doesn't look like every other game I've seen.
That is
So
true.
that's one thing. That's one thing that I like. The second thing would be a unique game flow. Like the game has to flow a certain way.
Yeah.
Like I don't want the game to feel super stiff. The movement has to flow. The combos need to feel good. Like the game has to have good impact. When you hit your opponent, it feels like you actually hit your opponent.
So you did that. And then impact. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I didn't even clock that. But yeah, the game has to feel satisfying to play.
Yeah.
You do a combo, you're like, yeah, this combo felt good. You know, you're moving around on the screen, like, yeah, it feels fluid, it feels nice. It has to have a good flow to it.
That's true.
Next thing I got is deep mechanics. The mechanics need to be deep. They can be like simple to perform, or like simple to. It doesn't have to be a hard mechanic to use.
Oh yeah.
But there needs to be layers to the mechanic. It has to be deep. Like you have to be able to be creative with how the mechanic is used. I don't want the mechanic to just be spammed or just used in the same way universally, whether it's a low level player or high level player. It has to be deep enough for where you can actually be very creative with it. It has to have some sort of creativity to how you use the mechanic. It has to be.
Yeah, definitely, I can understand that. Yeah.
Then I would say they have to consider competitive play 100%.
Yes.
100%. Do not just drop the game and be like, whatever happens, happens. We don't care about the competitive sides. We want casuals to play it. Don't do that. If you're trying to make a real fighting game here, assuming it's not an arena fighter, because if it's an arena fighter, it's done. Yeah, if it's not an arena fighter and it's a real fighting game, you have to take into consideration competitive play. You just have to.
100%.
Whether that means you need people to test the game out, do it. Whether that means whatever you got to do, competitive play has to be taken into consideration. Otherwise, it's just gonna flop.
No, 100%.
Yeah, and then I would say the game will need frequent updates. You have to update the game. Whether it's
think about that,
it could be simple stuff, man. It could literally be simple stuff. Even if you just change the UI a couple times, add in different announcer in the game. You know, the announcer round one fight, change it. You can change it or give more options, so it's a different person that says it. Just little cool stuff like that keeps people entertained when they're playing. Yeah, like you could add obviously costumes, colors.
Was thinking that,
costumes, colors, outfits would be great. I don't even think this game would need a customization, not for anime game.
I mean, I feel like
we don't want that. I think what we want is outfits from a period of time in the show.
That's true. Yeah, you could add.
For example, if we look at Goku in Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? I wouldn't actually want to customize my Goku with random stuff. I want to have the Goku that looked like this at their point in time. I want the Goku with the ripped shirt, or I want the Goku with the short sleeve or the long sleeve. I want Goku from a period in time.
I think that's vibe.
Yeah, I think that's cooler. That's cooler than just I'm just gonna customize him and make him look goofy and weird or whatever.
True, but you can make him drip out though.
You definitely can, but then people, you know how people are, fam. People will just make the weirdest customizations. You'll hop online and the guy's just wearing nonsense, or he might just not even be wearing anything at all.
Oh yeah,
bro, people get weird, fam.
Bro,
if you played, look at the state of people on Tekken, bro. These customizations are crazy, but I like the Tekken customization. I think it suits that game.
Yeah,
but for anime game, just give us character costumes what we've seen them in certain episodes.
So you don't mind them being like the uniqueness? Then you want to take away the uniqueness of that part of having them, because like imagine you're fighting someone that has like the same costume as you though,
but then that costume needs different colors, alternate colors.
Oh, that will happen. Yeah, I mean the color thing will be but it's like, would you rather have that than have that and be able to create your unique Gon or Hisoka or Killua?
Nah. I'd
Nah.
rather have I'd rather have like just give me a costume. I'd rather give me a costume.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope they don't.
For anime game. For anime game, I'd rather give me a costume.
I hope they don't add flipping Gon with his green thing on and then Gon with white vest on as a separate as another costume and that's just that. I hope they add more.
They need to do more to they could here's the thing, they could create new costumes that don't exist in the show as well. They
Oh,
could
that's what
give
you
me
mean as well.
costumes that do exist and also create new costumes that don't exist. That's fine.
Oh, I see.
I don't mind that. I
Hmm.
take that over character customization and you just make your own thing because then there's no need for costumes if I'm just making my own stuff anyways.
I see. So you're saying you'd rather have them create the costumes than make you create the costumes because you know some people can't create costumes for nothing. So I'd rather they. Okay, yeah, fair. I get you.
And also give us iconic costumes that everyone knows. Because right now, what we're seeing in the trailer is probably everyone's outfit one, right? Costume one default.
The basic
but then,
stuff, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but then we might see the characters in other costumes that we've also seen them in the show wearing.
Like Kurapika, is it Kurapika? Kurapika, yeah. Kurapika is in his suit when he was chilling like that.
Exactly. Yeah, like, I'll rock that. That should
100%. Yeah.
I'll take that over me just making my own thing. Just give me that. You know I look cold. I mean,
that's fair. No, I hear it 100%. That's how it would go.
So I'll say frequent update. Yeah. And then good voice actors. Actors, like we just talked about that. We need the voice actors, man. We need the voice actors. I'll just
100%.
I'll just top it all off. And then I said this one might be a bit controversial. It's a 3v. We think it's a 3v3 game based on how they portrayed it. But then I said a 1v1 option, like a game mode, different game mode, 1v1.
Option. Like a single battle like in Naruto Storm. That kind of thing. Okay, yeah.
Like a 1v1 option, I think would be good. Because some people get put off by 3v3 games.
Yeah.
Because they have a favorite character in the game. They pick the favorite character, but then they're forced to pick two other characters that they might not care about.
100%.
So I think having a 1v1 game mode as well would be good because then people can just pick the character they actually want to play if they don't want to play three characters in one. And also, it makes getting into the game, which is the previous topic before, easier. Because to get into the game, you can get into the game with one character instead of having to get into the game, learn three characters at once.
No, you're right. It should be,
that helps a lot.
That would actually be very beneficial, yeah.
I just want to say, before we even move on to the next topic, I just want to say, fam, like, bro. I need, fam. I need this to not be an anime file. An arena file.
Yeah.
Please, if it's an arena file, bro, I don't think you don't understand. Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorite animes, fam. It can't be an arena file. It actually cannot be, bro. If it's it will actually crush me. Then the only hope I have would be Bleach. Whenever there's already a Bleach game coming out.
Yeah, but
it's not an arena fighter though. It's different. But if there is a fighting game, it's action, yeah. But if a Bleach game comes out that is a fighting game, I would hate for it to be an arena fighter, fam. Oh my days.
Oh yeah, that'd be horrible.
It's crazy. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say, fam. I just hope it's not an arena fighter.
They could ruin your expectations again. We already had Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know if we can get another arena fighter this year. Yeah. That'd be horrible.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for that topic for me. You got any more, or should I continue on? Let me know.
You know what? I have one. I'll start. I'll do this now. I addressed this before, but we didn't get to show this. But I should have asked you about thingy. But this is about you PC players, not you, Phils, but some of these PC players.
Okay.
My question:
UPC players, UPC.
Yeah, see, there's rivalry there because I have hatred for this right now because it's like my question, as you can see at the bottom, is: do PC players deserve betas when they always crack it? Because Street Fighter 6 was cracked with months ahead of it coming out, and then Tekken released a demo for a game that's coming out this month, which last month this happened, but and the minute it touched PC. I'm seeing videos of training mode, frame data, and people doing combos. It's so crazy that I'm actually seeing on my timeline now people saying Tekken combos aren't Tekken 8 execution isn't hard or combo execution isn't hard. I'm like, bro, the game is not even out yet. And I'm seeing questions like this that you wouldn't see, or like things like this, friends like this, you wouldn't see until the game actually drops or like a month in. But yeah, people are banging the hell out of it. And I feel like not you, but some PC man it sounds like I'm being very discriminatory, but
no, the UPC.
It sounds evil. You PC people don't deserve betas. That's what it sounds like I'm saying. But low-key, like when you crack it, you kind of like put everyone at a disadvantage, because it's like everyone's now not gonna get a beta now or something like that, because you're just gonna crack it, because that's the first time Tekken's ever done anything related to a demo or a beta. But I know they had to move on because obviously they used to do it in the arcades and they tested like that. But this one, they did it in the arcade still, kept it in-house at every tournament event, and then, they made closed betas for people to get into and try. And now the one time they make a demo for everyone to try, you've not exploited it. It's the final version of the game. And now you've exploited it, and now you're playing the game like you never bought it. So like yeah.
Crazy thing is, even the closed beta demos were getting like cracked by people as well.
Yeah, exactly, that too. Everything was getting
and
cracked.
By the way, if you guys are unaware of what we mean when we say cracked, we mean on PC there are people that are able to pretty much play demos or like demo versions of games and pretty much crack into the game's coding or whatever it would be to have access to the full game, or to have access to the demo for a longer period of time than it should be out for. So
100%. So there's like a beta.
That's what pretty much happens. Yeah, if there's a beta and the beta ends on a certain date, some people can pretty much crack it and have access to it after the like actual date.
Yeah.
But I want to say also, I don't do that. I don't partake in any of them things. I wouldn't even know how to go about doing it. But
right.
I do play on PC, but I don't agree with people doing like cracking the game. I think everyone should play it when the game drops. I'm a competitive player as well, so it kind of is annoying for me as well, for people that do that, because when I get the game and I'm trying to compete and be the best I can be, playing tournaments, I wouldn't want to be playing against someone who's done that and had an advantage because they've been playing the game for way longer. But
100%, there's a clear advantage when someone.
Yeah, but it's crazy that's happening. It definitely is ruining it for. It's ruining it for the rest, man. Console 100%. Players can't even do that. So when they look at PC players that do that, it's like, bro, why are you ruining it for everyone?
100%. That's the funniest thing, because you know that. So Harada's probably looking at that, or developers are looking at it and thinking, so it's not the console players, so it's the PC players that like to keep doing this no matter what. Yeah. So, and I know they definitely know that it's happened, because people are posting, oh, do you want the full game? Here, take this codec on Twitter.
Were they doing that? They're actually posting,
bro. Yeah, they were posting it on Twitter saying, yo, here, grab the full code, grab the full game here. And people are like, oh, you're the plug, you're the best.
It's wild because it's spoiling the game for people as well. Like some people don't actually want to see anything about the game until it comes out, so it's spoiling it for a lot of people.
100%. I haven't seen anything to do with the story mode or played it, even though it's available in the demo. Yeah, but
it's wild.
And then they leak stuff. Like I nearly saw Devil Jin. I literally had to come off the video or whatever I saw and just delete off my timeline, because I nearly saw Devil Jin stuff, and I'm trying to avoid it like the plague until I see a trailer of it. So it's like stuff like that. Yeah, it's very wild. I don't want to see anything that the game makes.
Me personally, if I see leaks on a game, I'm not too worried. But I know there's people that don't want to see anything of the game until they get it. They don't want to see anything. If I come across something and I see it, I'm like, damn, it's not going to be a surprise anymore. But some people get really pissed about it, and I hear it. Like they want to purchase a game to be surprised. And like,
100%. This is the
I disagree with it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I don't usually feel a way about like when games get leaked like that, but with this one, obviously, because I think I just love Tekken. I think it's like my favorite fighting game series. I think that's why I'm so like, why am I seeing this? And because I'm in FGC Tekken on Twitter, I will see everything to do with Tekken. So that when that comes up and people have discussions about it, more players have discussions about stuff like that, I'm like, why am I seeing this? But yeah. I feel like I know they have to test it in some degree, but I feel like betas, sure, give you man betas all day, whatever. You want to crack an old dated version of a game, go ahead. But demos, that's basically close to the the finalized product. Don't give PC. I don't think you should give PC players that no more because you've seen
I
what
can't.
happened.
I can't even disagree with that because it's like people are not going to stop doing it. They're not going to stop doing it. It's the only way to stop them from doing it.
True, and it's better that people get. It's better that they play the outdated version of your game than the final version of your game.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact that they're actually showing that they're doing it too, because they know they can't get touched because you can just create another thing and another thing, another serve, not serve, another
they're just creating different accounts and do it on. They don't care if that account gets banned because they got
VPN it. Yeah, like there's so many different ways that you can avoid taking accountability or responsibility. Or getting it's hard for them to even exploit. And then as it grows, it's going to be harder for you to ban every single person unless you're on the clock and you could be doing something else in that time, like adding updates to the game, adding patches, stuff like that. But just any game in general getting cracked is crazy.
Me, it's a no-go. It's a no-go for me.
Definitely a no-go. But yeah, that's how I feel about that one, because that makes me bitter to my stomach, man. But it's deep. So deep.
All right, so my next topic, unless you had more.
I have 3, but I'll wait for you. They're all
I got my next 2 are kind of like just questions, innit? I got 2 left. Mine are just sort of questions. Probably won't take too long.
Calm, I'll do my yeah.
So okay. What's your top before we even do that? You get the banners out real quick. All right. So mine is all right. Quick question. Give me your top 3. Give me your top 3 game series that fell off. So top 3 game series that were doing well. Right, 3 different game series that were doing well.
And that fell off.
That fell off.
That's hard.
I've got mine for you. I want to know your 3.
That's hard. That fell off.
Yeah, that fell off. Like its current state right now is just not good.
So they're still active now, but they're just done.
Yeah, they're still active now, but they're just not
it for you no more.
Well, it could be both. They might not be active because they fell
off. That's actually hard, but I will say one of my series is probably Kingdom Hearts because
you know what's crazy about Kingdom Hearts? If you really think about Kingdom Hearts, they've only really had one bad game.
And that matters. It actually matters.
Does matter, but it's crazy how like little mistakes these developers can really make, fam.
Yeah, one mistake.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably the only one I would say is bad. Is that bad? I'm
glad you know what I'm talking about, because that's exactly the one I'm talking about.
Of course, that was terrible. I stopped. You know when I stopped?
Yeah,
I stopped playing that game when I stopped playing that game early on, bro. I didn't even give it enough time. Wow. And I'm happy I didn't. Bro, when you get like the second mission, you get to the Toy Story part, yeah?
Damn, you didn't even finish the game.
No, I'm not playing that game. Bro, it was sold. It was sold. Bro, it was too big.
It got better. I can't lie, it did get better, but there's just some.
I watched the game though. I watched everyone play it.
You know what happens then? Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. But getting to that Toy Story spot was dragging on for so long. It was one of the worst experiences, man. You know, coming from playing Kingdom Hearts 2, I was expecting like I was up here, bro. I was up here.
Expectation up.
Literally.
Crazy, you know what?
So you got Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts is there, but like obviously, like outside of that game, they had some spin-off games that weren't important. Like Kingdom Hearts Recoded is irrelevant, and they sort of like because obviously I had to play the 1.5 2.5 remix, so they had stuff that you had to play, and there were some games that you had to watch. And I can't lie to you, yeah, obviously Kingdom Hearts 3 did fumble. It wasn't terrible by any means, but it wasn't the best of all the games they had. Like Recode, I think is worse. I hated what is it called? Chain of Memories. I did not like that game. The card one. See, that's the game where like
card game.
Huh? It was like a card game. So like, yeah. So basically, like you would fight, and you attack, but you have to like toggle on a card, and that card does like a certain thing. So you have to keep pressing X, go down, find another one, says 7 hits, and then
That sounds horrible.
I skipped there and watched the story. I'll be honest with you. The story for Kingdom Hearts is good throughout the entire game. It's just that the gameplay in the third one didn't fall through because everything was basically easy. Like the game made it easy for you. Everything looked visually good, but the game was technically easier than all the other games. And I played on proud mode every single game, so I can tell the difference in difficulty. So it was easier. The game made it easier for you with the attraction nonsense, which you couldn't take off. Even if you took it off, it was still there. And what was it? Yeah, no, it's just the gameplay, the music was good, the story was good, the story they can't mess up. But it's like the biggest thing Kingdom Hearts had was the biggest part of the story, like the finale to everything that's going on in the story. I won't say what happens in the story because in case if people hasn't watched it or gone into it yet, but like it's one of the biggest things in that, and the gameplay just doesn't do it justice. But in that sense, I feel like it's fell off in that way, not because of anything else, because Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, was it decades after, years after the last game? What was the last game? 2.5, the demo, the prelude to Kingdom Hearts 3.
When did
in
that
the
come
2.5 remix, and that was like 2000 and fucking, that's like 2016, 2017. Like it was ages ago, maybe even before that. You don't even lie, but it's before the demo. But that's
like
one
the
game.
Gameplay. The gameplay feels like. Do you know what Kingdom Hearts 3 feels like? It feels like you're playing Naruto Storm, fam. Like you're watching a cutscene and you're just pressing buttons, knowing it's just gonna do everything for you.
You know what? Yeah,
that's what I felt like. That's what
the attraction's taking up.
Yeah, it's too much.
Pick the pirate ship. The second game for me, I'd like to say, this is gonna hurt me to say this because I love this game. It was a PlayStation exclusive, and it's Infamous. Infamous fell off. Infamous 1 and 2, banger, huh? Yeah.
I say, you know what's funny? I didn't really play Infamous. I tried Infamous 2, and I tried Second Son only because it was free on
PS Plus.
Yeah. But go ahead.
The first game was all right. The second game was a massive improvement. I played the second game first, then the first game. And then they had that Festival of Blood DLC, which was really good. It was like a standalone game. That was fun. But Second Son, when they put it onto the platform, it was not good. Second Son had a whole new character because of what happens. A whole new character. The character's not even relatable. The character's kind of an idiot. I'm not going to lie to you. The supporting cast around it's not meh. And then the gameplay itself wasn't that, the story wasn't even compelling. The story, I'll be honest with you, the story wasn't compelling as Infamous 2 and Infamous 1. Those stories, the story for that game hit. And like the whole point of Infamous was that you had to pick between one or the other, being a good person or a bad person. But it felt like if I did the evil options, it didn't feel like it was that bad. It felt like, okay, this was fine. Or like, it just felt like the character was there for different reasons. And then the gameplay itself, it wasn't bad, but because like, it's weird because in this game, in Second Son, and then they had the DLC after that, First Light. In Second Son, you had more options of powers because you took more powers. But I kind of preferred Infamous 2, and that was just one electric power that had different like sections of it. Like you could have ice in Infamous 2, you could have an ice thing, you stand up and fly up. You could.
Would you say there was more identity with the character in 2? There was more identity, like. When you look at the character, he was more of a character you'd remember than like
memorable. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Cole McGrath, because I remember this guy's name, Cole McGrath. Bro, he was a legend, bro. 100%. The character in the second game was enough to leave an imprint on me for me to go to the first game and the Festival of Blood. Like he was just that good of a character. And obviously, it feels even better because you're shaping that character depending on your decisions as well. Whereas Second Son just feels like he's who he is. It just doesn't. He's not a memorable character.
Do you feel like if you played Second Son as your first ever Infamous game, you'd actually go back to play the rest, like the older ones?
No, definitely not. I would have thought maybe. You know what? I probably would have thought because like it was cool that you had all these abilities and stuff, and that was my first time in it. I might maybe, but I won't lie to you. If I did play that first and then go to Infamous 2, I would delete thingy forever. I would delete it forever. Second Son forever, 100%. So that I think that 100% fell off because there's no new game for that. I don't think there will be. So that game 100% fell off.
What's your third game? It's funny, we have different games on our list, you know. Very different
100%.
games.
Mine's gonna be
What's your
more
third
adventure games
game?
than anything else. I don't see that's hard. The third game that's falling off. I don't want to say God of War because God of War is really good, but I know the game style is so different. It's
It's
now
changed
kind of
more than anything. Not so
yeah,
much fella, it's just changed.
it's more like a Soulsborne game now than anything else. What can I say really fell off? Maybe Overwatch, but I like
Oh, Overwatch.
because like I can't think of one right now, but I think if there's one in my head, I'd probably say Overwatch. I know Halo fell off definitely, but Overwatch 100% I feel like has fallen off
What do you
because
say fell off about Overwatch? What do you say?
their ambition. Can't lie, I think it's their ambition.
In terms of what though?
Like
What would you
experimenting
say?
and doing different things, like or trying to do different things, because like they obviously
Gameplay wise, you mean?
yeah, gameplay wise, story wise, everything in every aspect, their ambition for the game, I think it's just kind of fallen off because obviously the first game, everyone loved the game. It came out as a 5v5. There was obviously broken stuff, obviously stuff that happened in the meta that they changed and stuff. It wasn't always good, but there was a dream there. Overwatch 2, they announced it was meant to be something bigger and better than the previous game. You know, a separate new game, Overwatch 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was obviously no release date for so long, no release date for that game for so long. And then when the game came out, you just realized it was Overwatch 1 with a couple new characters. And I'll be honest, although they did take away a tank, it became a 5v5 instead of a 6v6. It felt like the game itself was like you're just playing Overwatch 2, Overwatch 1, but just with extra characters and maybe a new map every now and then. And I can't lie to you, they were doing that in Overwatch 1. And it makes it even more funny because they did plan to say that Overwatch 2 multiplayer was going to be separate and Overwatch 2 was going to be a whole new game and Overwatch 1 is going to have like its multiplayer the same, like the quit playing stuff
Yeah.
the same. They didn't even stick to that because when you go on Overwatch 1 and plug in or put in the Overwatch disc, like if you pay for Overwatch 1, you put the disc in, it's going to be Overwatch 2. Like there's no difference in server or like thingy. And then obviously they promised a bunch of stuff. They promised a whole PvE experience that was cinematic and cool for the characters and stuff. And then we find out halfway through the project that they never planned to do it in the first place. Like
That's
the entire way.
crazy.
Yeah, no, 100%. The entire way through.
They're lucky. They're lucky the game's free to play on PC. Like,
Yeah, because no one would have bought it.
Is it free to play on console or do you have to buy it?
Free to play everywhere because they know it's the
They're,
same
they're
game.
lucky. They're lucky. They're lucky
Yeah.
it's free to play.
Because I think the plan was that they were gonna make it this, and then they were gonna charge for the story mode that they planned to do. But I think well to plan, they fumbled it and they gave you some next B tech thing that isn't that. And like I knew it started to get peak because people who were part of the company were leaving the company. So you can tell it just fell off and didn't do too well. But I guess Overwatch 2, I'd say for me, has definitely fallen off from where it was. People still enjoy it, like it's still an enjoyable experience, but in terms of like a game standard, it's not Overwatch 2, it's Overwatch 1. You're just playing what you enjoyed in Overwatch 1, but with
Same game.
same
Just a
changes. Yeah.
reskin.
Reskin with different like updates that you could have generally kind of gotten before with the battle pass scheme that they're now forcing you to have. They're forcing it down your throat.
Yeah, that's laziness, man.
It is 100% lazy. And then
they should have just kept it Overwatch. Don't make it Overwatch 2. They should have just kept it Overwatch. Like,
if you were gonna do that, yeah, 100%. And then the only selling point that makes it so good is like it's free. But yeah, the story mode, free. They failed on it, didn't come out, and they just fumbled.
Okay, so your free was Overwatch. What was the other one?
Kingdom Hearts and Infamous.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts, Infamous, and Overwatch. Okay.
There's probably something else in there, but I was
probably more. I just wanted to make it top 3 in it.
Yeah.
My top 3 games. My first one is Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that.
Bro, Assassin's Creed has fallen off so bad. Bro, it's in peak Assassin's Creed. The first Assassin's Creed was successful. The first one.
Right? That's good.
Man, that Altair. First one. And then 2, they introduce you to Ezio. And then that's where the Ezio trilogy starts. Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and then Revelations. That was the Ezio trilogy. That was the games of Ezio. anything after that is bullshit. Any Assassin's Creed game after that, any Black Flag, Rogue,
Wait, you didn't like
Syndicate,
Black Flag?
what's the new one? Mirage.
Oh yeah,
It's all Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 3 comes out, but it's not even the third Assassin's Creed game. It's just called Assassin's Creed 3 because Brotherhood is the third one. It goes Assassin's Creed and then Assassin's Creed 2 and then Brotherhood. Brotherhood's the actual third one. But then Brotherhood and then Revelations. But then they come out with Assassin's Creed 3. It's not even the third one, but it's just called Assassin's Creed 3. It messes it up, so people get confused when you talk about the third Assassin's Creed, which is actually Brotherhood. But that game comes out and it's trash. I didn't finish it because it was trash. Bro, no Assassin's Creed game has been great.
Really?
Since Revelations. None of them have been great. Since I've watched gameplay, I've played some of them. None of them have been actually great games. Because number one, all the way up until Revelations were not great games. They were amazing games. Like there were some of the best games out on the system.
Yeah.
None of these new Assassin's Creed games since have been some of the best games on the system. None of them.
So you didn't like Unity? I know you changed the combat.
I didn't even play Unity. I've seen gameplay on it though, but it's not the story. The story for these games are not up to par with the stories for the Ezio and Altair games.
You know what? Yeah,
the gameplay. Some of them might have cool gameplay and all of that, but just the atmosphere, the location of where the games are situated at as well. It's not the same. They did this Assassin's Creed 3. They were in in London and all of these. It don't fit the style, fam.
Oh yeah. With
Ezio, you were in Rome, Venice. You were in bro. The style of the games was just quality, bro. Voice actors, quality. Cinematics, the characters you meet, fam. It was insane. Nowadays, bro. These Assassin's Creeds are just like they have to stop because they keep making a new Assassin's Creed every single year. They're not gonna get any better. I feel like every year there's a new Assassin's Creed. Syndicate, Unity, Black Flag, Rogue. Bro, they keep making new Assassin's Creed every year.
Liberation on the PS Vita. Yeah, I remember. There was a couple.
It's not.
You know what? My opinion might be unpopular for this one, but I feel like Black Flag for me was one of the last good ones, and then after that, it just kind of just fell off. Because Black Flag, I'm wrong, they changed the combat a little bit, but it was the last bit of the combat system. Because after Black Flag, it was Unity, and then the combat system was entirely different.
Yeah,
like Black Flag resembled some of the things that were in like 2 and Brotherhood, but obviously he was a pirate, so you had the pirate chants, you had the law about pirates, and then they had a DLC that was about a slave who was not a slave anymore and kind of liberated himself, and it was actually a really called Freedom Cry. That's what it was called, and I can't lie.
Oh, I remember that one, Freedom Cry. I remember that as well.
Yeah,
I knew I was missing one.
Yeah, that's part of Black. I think it's a standalone game to Black Flag, but it was used on the Black Flag system. But Black Flag, I can't lie. I feel like it was, at least in the Freedom Cry one, that was very educational. I feel like I learned a lot from those two, and I guess thingy. But I get what you mean though, because the protagonists are not memorable as Ezio. Ezio got 3 games, just flat out 3 games in the game. Altair got 1, Ezio got 3, bro. Something's crazy if you get more than one game. Obviously,
I know what went wrong with Assassin's Creed.
What? The combat system, the story. They got lazy.
As soon as they stopped being assassins, Assassin's Creed fell off.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm a pirate? What do you mean I'm a pirate? What's that other what's that? Is it Valhalla or was that another one?
You're a Viking, yeah.
Why am I a Viking? I'm an assassin, bro. I'm supposed to have my hoodie up, my hidden blade. I'm supposed to not being seen. Why am I fighting a war and I'm not being discreet anymore? I'm just I'm like a berserker. Like what's going on? I'm supposed to be an assassin, a Sparta. Like what am I? 300. Yeah. What's that? Like I'm supposed to be an assassin.
No,
assassin. I'm supposed to wear discreet clothing. I'm not supposed to be dressed like God of War. I'm supposed to be having discreet clothing. Have my hood, my hidden blade discreet. We're supposed to be going on missions. I don't like this whole Attack on Titan garbage. We're going to war, charging at the enemy. Nah, man. Nah. As soon as they stopped being assassins and they became pirates and all of these other things, it just fell off because
To be fair,
it's Assassin's Creed.
I hear it with the war team, but Brotherhood did have a war segment where they did kind of go to war, but I guess
It
Ezio was.
definitely did, but the story led into that though. Like if and also they had to. There was no other way. The story was like, bro, if they could have been discreet with it, they would have, because they're assassins. That's what they go with first.
I hear
But
you.
they're also equipped to go to war if they have to. If they have to in it, but like it's that wasn't the main priority. They didn't want to just all out war like that.
Yeah,
they were still assassins, man.
You know what? I hear it. I understand it. The one thing I do miss from Assassin's Creed though was the multiplayer they had, where you could basically be an assassin. You go on hunt somebody. Because Black Flag was the last to have it, but you could be an assassin. You could be hunting someone, but at the same time, you were being hunted as well, depending on how good you did. And you had to spot the right person. Because it was like loads of, I don't know if anyone actually played the multiplayer, but just to be sure, because it's such a long time ago, you did. So you know what I'm talking about then. Cool.
Yeah.
Like multiplayer back then, because it was in 2 Brotherhood Revelations, I'm sure, and it had it in Black Flag. But essentially, you were an assassin. You have a target on your left side, top left. You have to go find your target and assassinate them and make sure it's the right person. So you have to notice, because obviously the game will have you in a crowd or in loads of crowds where you can potentially hide, blend in with the crowd, use your like specific abilities like a smoke bomb or something like that, and you basically have to hunt someone, but there's clones of that person all around, so you have to figure out visually who, if he is the clone, if he's acting out of ordinary or he's doing this. But the moment you attack and you get more points, you're gonna get hunted too, so you need to make sure you can hit your targets while avoiding your pursuers, because once you get found by your pursuer, you can't fight them back. You can have an honorable death, but the only way you can stop them from pursuing is if you hide out of sight or if you knock them up from behind. And it was like the only way you would know if they were onto you is if you hear the whispers. And the closer the whisper was, the closer they were to you. And I like that aspect of Assassins. I like that aspect of the multiplayer because obviously it makes you feel like you're an assassin who was getting hunted and being hunted on. So you get to experience both worlds. And I missed that part of the multiplayer. I
can respect it.
Because at the end, as well, and at the end, they would have like accolades that someone got, like someone said the most stealthiest kills, the most flamboyant, like play the games kind of stuff.
Yeah,
everyone would get one, and it was fun. And obviously it'd be like until a certain amount of time. There was no point limit, but it'd be like a certain amount of time. But it was fun because then you felt like what it was to be an assassin. But now they don't even do that anymore. So there's no.
That makes sense.
Most of the games aren't multiplayer anymore. I don't think anyway. They're all single player.
Yeah, I think they're all single player now. But they need to. That's the thing. As soon as they became they stopped being assassins. It became something else, and it just lost its identity. Man.
Warriors.
Warriors were Vikings now. Crazy.
Is the guy even like? Sorry, is the guy even like? Because I know at the start of this games, but previously, like this guy is going to this system and he's being the people in the past.
Yeah, Desmond. That's my guy, fam. Yeah, he's going to the. He's not about like that's what I mean. The Desmond thing should have never died off. The guy is cold, but when you complete the game in I think it's in Revelations or in one of them, when you complete the game, if you get all of there's these little things you can pick up around the whole map here. These like synchronization thing. If you get all of them, you get to unlock this secret mission with Desmond where you got to do a bunch of platforming and wall running and all of that.
Yeah.
And then you finish all of that, and you get to play as Desmond, but in the actual game, in the actual city.
For real?
Yeah, bro. You run around as Desmond, like no more Ezio. You can go back to Ezio, but you get to choose to just be Desmond in the city. Like it's cold, bro. It's cold. Stuff like that, bro. They're not bringing that back.
I thought you only had to because I know you can come out the animus, that's what they call it. I think you could come out.
Yeah, you come out the animus,
and there's walk around. But in Black Flag, obviously in Brotherhood and Revelations, or Brotherhood at least, I remember that when you come out, you see your body and your character and stuff. But in Black Flag, when you come out the animus, because you can do that. I don't know about the other games now. You literally was just some random guy, and you're in the first person, so it didn't feel like it was cool to see. It's just some big office you walk around and chat. It didn't feel it was secret before. It was secret in Brotherhood. You had to run through a secret place because the Templars were after you, so you had to go in time to stop them from, bro.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. You could be Desmond, like walking around, like in the actual. in Italy, fam. That was cold. But
Yeah.
yeah, my first game, damn, we said a lot about Assassin's Creed, you know.
Yeah, there
So
was.
my first one was Assassin's Creed.
Mhm.
Second one, Call of Duty.
Wow. You know what?
I'm
The
not talking
state.
about Warzone. Warzone is separate.
Yeah, Warzone was.
Warzone is new. Warzone is very new.
Mm.
Separate. Call
Call
of
of Duty.
Duty, the game you purchase, because you don't purchase Warzone.
Yeah.
Separate. The game you purchase, Call of Duty.
Bro.
I don't even know where to start, fam. COD has been COD has been bad.
From what point?
Since after. Okay.
She's very wisely what you're gonna say.
I have to think about this one.
You're gonna upset. No, say your speech. What
No,
makes
not
you
even.
think?
I don't mind upsetting people because at the end of the day, it is what it is. But
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what I actually believe.
Okay, fair. And when you say COD, which company specific? Actually, I'll let you get into that. But I want to say which company, because COD is like 3 separate companies rotating games. You know,
Yeah,
Treyarch,
but here's the thing though. I'm okay. No, I'm putting them all in one. They're all
really.
Call of Duty. They're all holding hands because some of
Yeah.
these games are made by 2 companies in one sometimes.
Yeah, this one was, yeah.
So they're all holding hands. They all got access to the Call of Duty name, right? So I have to put.
I mean, they all do, yeah. When their game comes out, it's just them usually making their own game, with the exception
Yeah,
of Chamo.
yeah.
They use them
But
again.
I would say, yeah, I would say, because it's okay to have an off game and then the next game is good again and then an off game or something. But if it's game after game and it's just trash, bro, that's when you actually fall off.
100%.
So I would say after Cold War.
Okay.
After Black Ops Cold War, COD fell off. Because what did they have? World War II. They had World War II, right?
That was before.
That was before Cold War?
Yeah. You mean Vanguard?
Okay. Vanguard.
Yeah, that's World War II one. Another one, yeah.
Modern Warfare?
Modern Warfare 2.
And then Modern Warfare 2.
And then
now
this
3.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
that's like 3-4 games. 3-4 games. All pretty trash. Take away Warzone, people would not want to buy that game or anything. People buy the game because in the game you can get camos and stuff and then get onto Warzone and all of the play zombies or whatever you want to play. But bro, even the zombies is trash. The zombies isn't even zombies.
DMZ.
First of all, why is there zombies in Modern Warfare?
Your guess is as good as mine, bro. It doesn't even make sense.
It's not Black Ops.
100%.
Modern Warfare 3 didn't even have Warzone. I mean, it didn't even have zombies in it. So why are you bringing zombies in the Modern Warfare 3 remastered and then you make it not zombies? It's damn near you're playing DayZ.
Yeah, you're playing DayZ. You're playing DMZ 100%. You know the Warzone mode on DMZ.
Yeah,
that you're playing that game with zombies, literally.
It's nonsense.
You're playing DMZ with zombies.
And I've heard all the zombies like community. They're not having it. You know, they're not enjoying it. They're not enjoying it.
Bro, I kid you not. When I saw the trailer, and I say when I saw the trailer for the zombies thing experience, I was like, you've just reused. I was still disappointed. Like they just reused, and I kid you not, they reused every Cold War zombie. You know, the Mimic, all the other like the Mimics, the big ones, the guy with the tank. I mean, with the arm thing, the cannon. They reused every single thing in that.
And also, why did they put you in a battle royale map to play zombies? Do you see how big that map is?
Yeah.
They put you in a whole BR map. Like, zombies map was supposed to start off mad small, and you open your way to open up the map to make it bigger, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Especially when it's round based.
It starts off in a small place, and then you unlock the entire map, and then whatever you got to do, whether it's turn on the electricity or do this Easter egg or do you figure that out yourself.
It's become easier now,
now you just start off in like, bro, you literally start off in no man's land. Like it's just a big area. What is that?
You know what? they said that they were trying to give an experience, like a zombie experience that's different to other zombies, which I guess they did, but at the same time, it's a failed one because they tried to copy. I don't know if you remember, Cold War had something called Outbreak, where you
I didn't
teleport.
play that.
Okay, so basically, an Outbreak, you'd basically separate from the story that because they obviously had their their normal zombie experience.
Yeah,
With the round based stuff and they had that was always normal, but they had and obviously the last map got expanded, it got bigger, but this one, Outbreak, basically was like a big open map. You'd go around, the zombies everywhere in the open, you go around and shoot, you level up, you do objectives. When you do the objectives, you then at some point can unlock the pack-a-punch for that world and stuff, and the perks and stuff. But once you, because obviously after that you teleport to another world, it's a whole another map. You teleport to another map, and then from there it becomes harder. So it's like you level up, you shoot all the zombies, you travel, you go where you need to go because loads of distance on the map, and then when you're ready, you can farm if you want. When you're ready, you pack a punch, and then you go into each world. And each world, the more world you travel to, the harder it is. So basically, even in that sense, it's basically like round one, round two kind of thing. So like it gets harder every world you go to, and obviously the more you need to pack a punch, the better. But that's basically what Outbreak was. Vanguard tried to do this and made it horrible. They basically made it. They removed everything and basically made it like you're in a waiting room and you just travel to one place to do your objective, then you go back to spawn home, and then you go back to another one and do that. They made it worse. And then this one is essentially DMZ from Warzone, where you basically do missions, objectives in the big map with players around and enemies around. So yeah, they basically
does it even have the iconic sound when you go from round to round? Like
in what, this an Outbreak,
you know that
DMZ
in the DMZ, in the new one, does it have the iconic sound when you go from round to round? Yeah, that it has to have it.
Nope,
it
nothing at
it's
all,
just,
bro.
it's just not zombies. It's just horrible. It's not zombies.
The only way you know you're in a different map or different area is when you go onto the map or you travel to a certain destination. It will tell you that it's a tier two section, which means that the zombies are slightly stronger than the tier one map. Yeah, and then it's tier 3. But I won't lie to you, it's very small. And yeah, there's no the closest thing you'll get to being like, oh, this is zombies, is seeing the mystery box. And even then, you don't really hear the sounds. And when you pack a punch a weapon, you didn't really hear, like when the first game first came out, I did a whole recording. When I pack a punch a weapon, didn't hear the gunshot pack a punch change. It sounded like a normal gun. I think now they changed.
It's just it's not Treyarch. It's
And that's just this. Treyarch, not Treyarch. That's just this. That's just the zombies. The campaign was horrible as well. This is the worst campaign that's ever come out in COD.
See, now I'm not too fussed at. When I Call of Duty game, campaign's always important in every game. However, I don't think it holds as much weight as the other game was, multiplayer or zombies. I think multiplayer and zombies are on par with how much weight they pull. A lot of people when they talk about COD, a lot of people when they talk about Call of Duty, they like only mentioning multiplayer. They never really mention zombies as much. The zombies community is just on par with the multiplayer. People play zombies religiously and don't touch multiplayer. Like there's a lot of people that get COD to not play multiplayer. They just play zombies, and that's what they do.
That's true,
but in the campaign now,
oh yeah, go on.
The campaign now doesn't hold as much weight, man. Because me personally, and I know a lot of people in general, when they get Call of Duty, they don't touch campaign. They go straight to multiplayer or straight to zombies because they know that's what they're going to be playing for years and years, and not like campaign. Like I wouldn't play the campaign and be like, oh, okay, cool. Let me play it again on another difficulty. I'm like, no, I've seen the cutscenes.
No, hell no. That's a one-time.
I'm not trying to shoot at the AI over
constantly.
It's ain't. Yeah,
I won't lie though. Campaigns, or at least the Treyarch campaigns, have always been good. Multiplayer, like Modern Warfare 2's Modern Warfare 2's campaign was actually good, but it was a normal fair price for the game. Like it was like the campaign was good for that and stuff like that. And then obviously Cold War and previous CODs have, besides 4, had like ones where you can make decisions and you can change the ending. Especially Cold War made you create your own character, you say your own dialogue, and you can like switch it. Like Cold War was really good of a campaign. But I would say if you have a chance to go back onto Cold War, tried the campaign because I thought I didn't play it before, and then obviously now I've tried. I'm like, yo, it's actually good. You get decisions and it's fun. But I will say for this Modern Warfare 3, I feel like it matters more because the game is charging you £70, and because it's £70, you're there like, what did I actually pay for? Because when you think about it in like retrospect, multiplayer is essentially Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, but the beta version, because the movement is the only thing that's really changed outside of the guns, obviously, and the custom. And even then, the guns in multiplayer are literally just like 3 new guns from Modern Warfare 3, and every other gun at base, when the base game first started, is basically Modern Warfare 2 guns that you have to unlock doing missions or challenges if you didn't do them before. So you can effectively start the game like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, sorry. You can essentially start the game with your weapons on before and smoke the hell out of people because you banned that Modern Warfare 2. And while the people who are like playing Modern Warfare 3 for the first time, didn't play Modern Warfare 2, have to stuck with the level 1 guns, and they're gonna get smoked because the people who have their attachments on the previous game, which might have been broken or not, are gonna smoke you and level up quicker. So that's that. And then obviously zombies is not zombies. So really and truly, like you've basically paid for £70 for a multiplayer experience that's basically the same with minor adjustments. Minor adjustments. You're playing Modern Warfare 2, but just with movement. That's quite literally what this game is.
And also with COD, yeah, like here's another thing. This is a bit random, yeah.
Yeah.
But in COD, they don't always keep when they bring back OG guns, like weapons that are like fan favorites from previous games.
Yeah.
They don't always keep how like the sound of the gun. They'll bring back the gun, but the gun will sound different. Which is why I think it was in Modern Warfare, they brought back a pack, like a bundle, which had the OG gun sounds. Yeah. And to me, that's mad weird. Making people pay for that is mad weird. The reason why people want the reason why people want certain guns to be back, part of the reason is because they want to hear the sound of that gun. Like when you hear the sound of that specific weapon, you like it's nostalgic.
Yeah,
that's one of the main reasons people want it back. Imagine you want, I want this gun back so bad. Like let's say the ACR is not in the game. They bring back the ACR in the game. You're like, yeah, you shoot it and it sounds way different. It sounds like a ray gun. Like,
yeah,
that's horrible. You basically didn't even bring the gun back. It's lost all its identity. It's just named the same. It's horrible.
And making you pay for it. Yeah, no, they did.
And making you pay for it afterwards. Like, it's not even in the game. You got to wait like after they'll bring out a DLC or something. You got to pay for it. That's nonsense.
There was one actually. Now I think about it. I went over 3, right?
Yeah, there was.
Over 2. There's a Hans Zimmer music pack, which it gives you the OG Modern Warfare 2 sounds and music. So like some of the guns will sound different because of the Modern Warfare 2 stuff. And this is the thing I don't get about Modern Warfare as well. Modern Warfare 3, the way they were doing it before, Modern Warfare 1 over 2, Modern Warfare 3, they were meant to be like, remakes or reboots, I guess you can say, of the previous games with like nostalgia towards the other games. Modern Warfare 1 had Shipment and Shoothouse. I think Shipment was a Modern Warfare 1 map, right? And the boat map and all that stuff. So it had legacy to that. Modern Warfare 2 had Rust, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Modern Warfare 1 had Rust.
I think both of them had Rust. I think.
Yeah, both of them had Rust, and that makes sense. Modern Warfare 2, because Modern Warfare 2 is Modern Warfare 2, innit? But they had Modern Warfare 3 maps. Modern Warfare 3 has nothing but Modern Warfare 2 remastered maps. There's nothing.
And that's nonsense as well. Like bro, Modern Warfare 3, bro, I remember Modern Warfare 3 having sick maps, bro. What happened to Underground, Resistance? Like, what happened to those maps? Underground was the London map. Like, I used to bang that, bro. What is it's not even it's so lazy. It's not Modern Warfare 3 at all. It's Modern Warfare 2 with added movement.
It's like, literally false advertisement, 100%. And they said it's a premium nonsense. Game.
I have not bought that game, by the way. I'm saying all this information from watching the game. That's literally it.
I have the game, I didn't pay for it. So that wasn't illegal. It was given to me as a gift. But yeah, no, like 100%, I wouldn't say it's worth £70 because when you factor in what they've done, it makes it even more pathetic because they said that it's a premium game, yet you've made no adjustments to the game before. You've used the source code from the previous game. I know you've had a year or less. They had like, I think, a bit over a year to finish this game, but you could have always just let it go in rotation and do something else because the multiplayer, again, like I've said, it's basically cut and pasted Modern Warfare 2 guns, costumes, skins, and then here some guns here and there. But the campaign as a whole is garbage. The zombies isn't even the zombies. So it's like you just have 2 placeholders and 1 multiplayer for £70. And it's the goal to say that, it's bad actually. It's bad when people say, when on their announcement thing, they said, thank you guys for the engagement to the game. Not sales, engagement. Usually they say sales, engagement. That's how they know their game did not sell well.
Thank you for even paying attention to it.
That's literally what they said, the engagement. They basically admitted it themselves, but in the most slyest way possible. It's bad when Lethal Company, an indie game, is outselling COD. Like currently in this day and age, like Lethal Company, it's a fun game by the way, is outselling it. It's outselling COD. It's crazy. Say one more thing about this content, because I know this is like thinking, but
go on.
Movement. I don't understand people talking about a movement in a Modern Warfare 3 game, a Modern Warfare game, because obviously, like, they're like, oh yeah, but the movement's like this. The movement wasn't the way it was before. I'm like, no Modern Warfare in previous back in the day played like these Modern Warfares. Like, no movement was like that. And I'm like, you don't go to Modern Warfare for movement. You go to Treyarch. Like, I'm pretty sure every COD,
and also, oh my god, go ahead,
yeah,
bro.
like, every COD has their own identity. Like, you go to Treyarch for zombies and the fast unlimited sprint and movement and the run and gun playstyle, right? You go to Treyarch, you go to Sledgehammer for the more experimental games, like let's say Advanced Warfare, the jetpacks and all the crazy stuff, yeah. And then you go to Modern Warfare for the more tactical stuff. So like the more tactical things, like you run, you're tactically having your gun on the side, stuff like that. So when people hate Modern Warfare 2, I didn't quite understand it, because like that's exactly what Modern Warfare has always been about. But you hate it for not having fast, high-paced movement where it's unrealistic that you're avoiding bullets like you are Modern Warfare 3. That's a Treyarch, man. That's a Black Ops things. I don't quite understand why people hated that in that sense.
And also, people didn't start complaining about movement until after Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4.
Yeah. And 3 and 4. And you know what's crazy about this? Because Black Ops 3 gets so much hate as a game, even though, in my opinion, Black Ops 3 was the best COD of all time.
That's one of the best. No, 100%. That's one of the best. That was fun.
But that game split the community in half also, because people were like, oh, what's this jetpacking? Like, you can jetpack and stuff. Even though it was also an Advanced Warfare, but the Advanced Warfare movement was not as good as the Black Ops 3 movement.
It was nowhere near as fluid.
Yeah, it wasn't fluid. And like, people criticize Black Ops 3 so much, yeah. But if you actually look at what Black Ops 3 gave the community, content-wise, it was the most packed Call of Duty content in terms of be weapons, be camos, be whatever. It was so packed. Yeah. Movement, it had the best movement out of any of the games.
Definitely.
One, the movement itself was a skill gap. It had the most movement skill gap out of any other CODs.
100%.
No other boots on a game, no other boots on the ground COD has the biggest skill gap when it comes to movement than Black Ops 3.
Yeah, you had the slide, you had the X,
you had the slide, you had the X, the
wall jumping as well, the
wall jumping, wall running as well, bro. It had the best.
Then, you couldn't avoid bullets in that. Yeah,
bro, it was the best game for clips, best game for clips, best game for moments, bro. It had I think it had the best DLC weapons in there, because it had older DLC weapons and new DLC weapons. Time to use best melee weapons in the game.
Good maps. Redesign
best maps as well. Redesign maps. They gave us some old maps and new maps.
Yeah.
Bro, colors. It was the most beautiful game. It was the most colorful CODs to look at. A lot of these CODs came out. World War II came out. Vanguard came out. Cold War came out. Modern Warfare 2. The maps look grey. It's grey, foggy. I can't see. Someone's on the head glitch and I can't see the top of his head because he's hid behind 10 different rocks. I can't see him.
Yeah.
Black Ops 3 had colors. It was beautiful to look at. Sceneries. You know what I'm saying? It was actually nice, visually, aesthetically pleasing.
That's 100%. It was the start of a new era as well.
But after that, people start complaining about Modern Warfare comes out, Modern Warfare 2 comes out, all these games come out. They're like, oh, movement is bad. We need better movement and all of that. But on Black Ops, you lot were all complaining about jetpacks and all these different things. And what else were they complaining about? Specialists. Yeah, specialists were OP as well, but they made the game a lot more fun. Take away specialists from Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, the game is actually less fun than if you leave it in. As 100%. Broken as it is, the game becomes less fun.
I don't think the operators were even broken like that because every character had something unique, like they could use in certain situations.
It was definitely broken. Who was broken? Some specialists were more broken than others, but like you have
Firebug, Nomad,
the Firebreak. Well, even I think a lot of them were broken. Even what's the electricity one again?
I know it's not Seraph. I know exactly what you're talking about though. And it's like Sojourn. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, Tempest. He had like
Tempest.
Yeah,
Tempest. It was Tempest. It was definitely Tempest. Tempest was nuts as well. Black Ops 4 has some 6 specialists, but I think specialists were cool.
They nerfed it down in 4, but 3, I can't lie. I feel like 3 had different utilities. You had one that was a sniper that could use her ability when she unlocked it was to look around for stuff. You had one that had one annihilator gun that one shot you if you were too far.
You had the spiral.
Yeah, sorry, spiral. Yeah, that's
and vision pulse as well.
Yeah, that was her one. Yeah, vision
pulse. Yeah.
Yeah, see, and those unique.
Bro, they were unique. It made gameplay fun. It just made gameplay fun, honestly.
Had the gravity spikes. You had the one that can overdrive, goes fast. You had one that can go back in time a couple seconds. It was gonna, if it was in a bad situation.
The glitch.
Yeah, glitch. Yeah, glitch. Had the other one, the gun where he electrifies you and they can get multiple enemies. You had Spectre. That's one I use the most. Had the blade, the Ripper blade. It can stab you from close or even go invisible. Yeah, nah. And then obviously. The zombies as well. Sorry, I forgot to say end. I don't think you mentioned.
I was about to go into that.
No, go ahead. That's you.
I was about to go into that because obviously my main point is that Black Ops 3 was the best COD, and also it gave the most amount of content than any other COD. The zombies, the zombies was the best zombies ever. There's no zombie experience you can find in any Call of Duty that is better than the Black Ops 3 zombies, and I'll tell you why. Because the best zombie games from the older CODs that everybody likes, be it Kino the Totem, be it the Giant, be it all these older COD maps people like, right? They are in Black Ops 3. They're in the game. And then there's new... Yeah, exactly. They're in the game. And then there's new maps in the game that are also amazing. So there's no complaining about, I want to play the old maps that are in there. And the new maps are also very good. And they're deep. They're Easter eggs, best stuff you can do. So there's no complaining on the zombie side. I don't think the zombies community have had more content since Black Ops 3, like better content than what Black Ops 3 gave them.
100%. Shadows of Evil. You know what? If I was old enough back in that time to play, I would have happily spent money on DLC on that because I can't lie to you.
Yeah, I had everything on that game. I had all the DLC for. I didn't have all the DLC weapons, but I had all the DLC content for the game.
Really?
Like content in terms of maps and zombies maps. I just didn't have all the weapons.
Nah, you're serious, bro. I can't lie. Shadows of Evil was sick as well. Like the game when he gave you like, if you didn't get the Zombie Chronicles, you'd only get like one map, and that was obviously you wouldn't get the Giant. I think you only get the Giant if you pre-ordered, but you'd get Shadows of Evil. And I can't lie to you, even now to this day, I'm still playing that game. And then the OST, this song that would play in the background, I hope you can hear it.
Yeah, I hear it,
bro. Imagine round start, you just kill someone, you hear this. Bro, you just...
That was a tune, fam. Hey, that was a tune.
Like a man with a suit. Bro, I can't lie. That's the one thing I will say, though. Zombies do nail, like, the theme they're trying to represent. They nail it with the OST. And obviously, every stage has secret songs. I forgot about that as well. You won't see that in any of the new zombie experiences now. But they had, like, Easter egg songs. Cold War, I think, was the last one that had it. But, yeah, no. Like you said, Black Ops 3 is just the best in every aspect. Even the campaign was good. I played it a little bit of it. I didn't really play campaign back then. But even then, it was still good.
Yeah. So I would say Call of Duty fell off. Definitely fell off right now. It's not in a good spot right now, I don't think. I think Warzone is the only thing saving it right now. Take away Warzone, the game is not good at all.
It's not performing, it's flopping. Yeah, no, 100%
so,
right.
Damn, that was only my second game. That's crazy. All right. My last one, my third game is Gears of War. I don't know if you played Gears of War.
You know what?
My third game is Gears of War. Gears of
Pretty much
War
Halo.
1. Gears of War 1. Nah, not even Halo. I chose Gears of War because I like Gears of War more than I like Halo. It hurts more. So Gears of War 1 was great. It's the introduction. You get introduced to Marcus, guy Dom, bro. Gears of War 1, and then the last boss you beat Ram. That game was. I watched that game more than I played it. I did play it as well, but I watched it more than I played it because I was watching my brother and like my uncle were going through the campaign. I was just watching it. I was mad young as well. Like it was just sick. Yeah, that was the first time I played a game that was so gory, like so much blood. I was like, yo, like, this is different. I see all these shooting games, Call of Duty, all these other games, like no blood. I'm not really seeing it. That game was gory, fam. I was like, this is crazy. What's happening?
So from what's up to the chainsaw?
Yeah, bro, that game was great. I was like, what's this? What's happening? Then Gears of War 2 comes out. Best story mode for out of the Gears. Story mode was amazing. But that campaign for Gears 2, especially around that time, I was playing the campaign with my older brother. So we were both playing the campaign. I was always playing 2. He was playing 1. Like, yeah, it was it, bro. If you've played Gears 2, Gears of War 2, you know that experience. Even if you played it by yourself, you know that experience is great.
No, 100%.
Gears of War 3 comes out, and it's an even better game. The campaign was great, but the campaign for 2 was even better. Not because the campaign for 3 wasn't good, but 2 was just even better than what 3 was. Damn. But the gameplay for 3 was better than the gameplay for 2. So overall, I would say 3 was just better than 2 was because the gameplay was just that much better as well. So 3 was great.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3 were great. Now, 4, 5. Then I know when they got it wrong, fam. Because
which one?
Spoilers for Gears 3. So if you don't want to hear spoilers about Gears of War 3, now's the time to mute your ears
or skip ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Now they killed off. Yeah, I'm pissed off. They killed off my character in Gears of War 3, fam.
Oh, Marcus.
Nah, bro. I was player 2. Player 1 was my older brother. He was playing Marcus. I was playing as Dom. Yeah. They killed off player 2 in the cutscene, bro. Oh my days. He got in this car, yeah, it was full with explosives. The whole group was like ambushed and there was no way out. So my character goes in this car, in this big truck filled with explosives, yeah, and he just starts driving full speed. Marcus is on the line to him, like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, oh, I have to do this. It's the only way to stop. Bro, he was like, nah, don't do it. But my character, Dom, was just like, nah, I have to, fam. Bro, man just drove into the scene. Explosive, just blew up, fam. Like, bro, it was, I cried, fam. I was like 12 years old. Player 2, I played Gears 1, 2, and 3 as the same character, Dom. I'm 12 years old now, or whatever, how old I am, yeah? And I'm like, this, and bear in mind, it's not the end of the game, bro. This is mid-game. It's not the end of the game, bro. This is mid-game. My character just gets murked off.
They said you got to swap now. Oh my
bro, my character just gets murked off. Bro. And then after it's done, my older brother still has his character, Marcus, main character, yeah. I'm playing some next brother. Like, I'm like, what?
Who's this, bro?
Bro, they done player 2. Whoever was player 2, if you played co-op, they're done player 2 so dirty. But that game was still great. Okay. But then that game comes out. Then the next Gears comes out.
4.
I have no memory of Gears 4. I have zero memory. I remember when the game came out and I looked online to look at it, and just looking at it alone, I was like, this is not it.
You weren't
Gears
feeling it?
5, I wasn't feeling it. Gears 5, I don't remember the name of Gears 4. I don't even know if it was called Gears 4.
It was called Gears 4.
It was called Gears 4. Okay.
Gears 4,
Gears 5 now. Gears 5, I've not played, but I've watched gameplay on Twitch of people that still play Gears 5. I know it's got a competitive side to it and stuff.
Is it even still going? Wow.
It's that game's not it either, fam. It's not it.
No,
it's not it. That game's losing its identity as well, fam. They killed off my character, bro. I'm pissed off. I'm holding it to heart still.
Said broke your heart. He
Nah,
never thought
bro.
to go back to it again.
Nah, it's done. They killed. I'm bro. Player two side. They killed off my character. It's done.
You were never the
It's
main.
done. It's over, fam.
Damn, they should have cancelled
Rats.
the site. And he was in the game. What was he the playable character from the first game all the way up to then?
Yeah. So basically,
Wow,
from
what's the
from
story?
Gears of War 1, it was always Marcus player 1 and Dom player 2. Gears of War 2, Marcus and Dom. 3, Marcus and Dom. Midway through the game, murked him.
Damn. So hold on. Did you not thingy though? When you got so what? Do you say it's falling off now because like of the gameplay now because of the story elements in
No,
4 and 5?
yeah,
Or
it's
was it
falling
just
off now
more
because there's the story elements and also interest. People just are not interested in even playing the game. When's the last time you heard hype around the Gears
I've never heard hype over
community?
Gears.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I've
And
just about
it used to be like that though. When Gears came out, 1, 2, 3, that game was hyped up,
yeah.
fam. Like it had hype around it.
I think I
Nowadays,
played
it's not the same.
not for real. I think I played Gears 3, the Horde mode. That's the only experience
Horde
I've had
mode
with
was amazing. That's one of the best game modes I've ever played in
it.
any
Was
game.
not
And
for
bear in
real.
mind, a lot of games have like a horde mode type.
Yeah.
But the way they done that mode in
It was
2 and
serious.
3 was amazing, fam.
It was serious. And it's
Crazy.
I've never had more fun fighting against AI before. I don't usually like fighting AI. I prefer to fight
Yes.
people. So
Like it was cold, bro.
it
Like
was
ridiculous.
just
So
making sure you finish it. But yeah.
yeah. So okay, that's all 3, but that leads into one last question that I have here.
Mm.
Should companies stop making new games once they hit a peak? Once you've hit a peak of like, yo, we made the first game, which was great. It got everyone excited. We made the next game, which was even better. And then we made another game, which was like crazy, crazy, damn near the best thing we've ever made ever. Should they stop where they're at that point and just keep adding to that game? Or should they just keep releasing new titles until it flops?
I
Until
mean,
one of them doesn't do good? Does that one game that doesn't do good ruin the whole reputation?
I
And is it
mean,
worth doing?
I want to say no. It really depends because obviously, if the game is finished on a good ending and you could finish it there, then why not just leave it in glory 100%? But if it hasn't gotten to that point yet and it's still good and your ideas aren't forced because the company sent you to make another game, then 100% I feel like you should continue and see. And if obviously people don't like it, people don't like it. But I know what you mean though, because obviously, if you've made something that you can't possibly top, it's going to be really hard to top it and do any better than it. If you've already reached peak, how can you go more peak unless you make some risks in the game development? You make some risks and try to do something new. Like, for example, like
Fortnite should never do Fortnite 2. Keep it Fortnite. Don't
oh,
do
you know, it's
Fortnite.
impossible. Fortnite will never. I don't know if Fortnite will die down because everyone thought after its couple seasons it would die down, but Fortnite just keep expanding and it keeps adding more and more elements to the game so that it will never truly die.
You know why Fortnite's not dying?
Yeah,
Because Fortnite is the trendiest game because they capitalize off of like current trends. If something
100%.
trends on the internet right now, Fortnite will be like, okay, let's put that trend in the game. Oh, there's a new dance. There's a new dance. Okay, put it in the game. Oh, there's a new this that. Okay, put it in the game somewhere. That's why they're also not full enough. Yeah, make you pay for it as well.
True, no, 100%. That and now, if let's say you're playing like before, it used to be everyone was playing with building. Now you don't even have to build. You can play zero build and just shoot. If your problem was that I hate building, you don't have to worry about that now. Or let's say now, even now, you say I don't want to build it. I don't want to play the battle royale. Cool, play the minigames people have created. They've created a whole new thing where you can play their own other game modes that they've made, or you can even play like created modes with other people, like hide and seek and all that stuff. Or even now, you could play flipping Guitar Hero. Basically, you can play Guitar Hero in the game. Yeah, Guitar Hero, or you can play Rocket League. Like they can play Rocket Racing, literally by Rocket League, because they have a collab with them. Like the game is so far off that like even if you didn't want to play the battle royale, it's not just about the battle royale anymore. So like they've created more, but for that case, that's why they're different. But they've taken risks, and obviously those risks, depending how small the risks are, the benefits of them have always been good for them. So I think that's why they're so up there. But I feel like for something like a what do you mean like a story game, or do you mean like any game in general? With your question,
Any game in general.
If any game in general, it's a bit like obviously with fighting games, you have to take risks sometimes here and there. Some games will do better than others, but as long as you get the funding to make another one or try again, that's all good. Like obviously, I know if I was mentioning Street Fighter, I know
I
that
think with
competition.
fighting games, it's worse. With fighting games, they have to take into consideration even more because fighting games, you don't get a new game every year like a Call of Duty or some Assassin's Creed or one of these other games. A fighting game will last literally 6-7 years until you get a new one. So if you have a successful fighting game that's really working well, and you decide, oh, it's great, but we're gonna make a new one anyways. You make a new one, and then that game doesn't captivate people. People don't like it. Well, you're stuck with that game for another 5+ years
until they get the money to somehow manage to get one or do it again. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
Virtual
so they
Fighter
have to
tried
be
to come
so
back.
careful.
With fighting games, I think like it's more dire. I feel like with fighting games, you might have to just leave it as that. But at the same time, people are always going to ask for more. But if you get enough money to continue to do it again, then go ahead. But I feel like your plan, if you're doing a fighting game, is to 100% end on a good part. And if there's any demand for it, you can try. Because at least at that point, it was, based on popular demand, we're going to try to do this again rather than we're going to make another one. Because I know like Virtual Fighter. Virtual Fighter came back and said, here's Virtual Fighter 5. If you guys like it, or was it 6? I can't remember what it's called. If you like it, we'll make another one or a new one. The game didn't do too well. So that game basically died. But it's one of them things there where you shouldn't stop.
I mean, with fighting games, it's like here's the thing with fighting games as well. We know that when a new fighting game comes out, the old fighting game doesn't really get supported anymore. Whereas if that wasn't the case, if they still supported the older games, for example, Call of Duty still supports older games as well. Maybe depends to an extent, but the game doesn't you don't just get a new game and then the old game doesn't get no updates anymore.
That's true.
Like after Cold War, the game still got some updates to it after the next game was out. Like,
that was still being played.
That's why you still but with fighting games now, the server will stay up. You'll still be able to find games online for who's about, but the game don't get normal type of updates when the new game drops.
Or security,
when whereas if that wasn't the case, if the game still got updated, that wouldn't be too much of an issue that we have to wait 5+ years for the next game, or if it's going to be a good game or not. Because we're like, okay, I still have this old game that I still like, and it's still getting supported. Okay, well,
play it for the time being. Yeah,
100%.
But with like story games that come out once in a while, I do feel like it probably will be. It probably will be.
So do you reckon they should? Okay, so you reckon they should? It depends on the game. If they should,
I think it depends on the game. 100%. Okay. Yeah, if it's a story game, I feel like 100%. You should end on a good note. If you end on a good note, you do good. End it there, and then if popular demand comes to finish off the series or add more, then do it. Like Heavenly Sword was a good game for me. You don't need to continue that. Infamous 2, I'll be honest, the way it ended, the way the game was, I wouldn't have minded that it ended on that, because that's when it should have ended, and it did. And then they had that little DLC, and even then that DLC was good. That ends on a note there. It should never have continued to Second Son, but they tried to profit off of a great franchising.
That's what they always do, man. They always do so well, and they know that if they do well, they can make a next game and cash grab. People will just get it based on the previous game, and then it does bad, and then it's just like literally milking it, bro.
What about you, though?
Me, I think it does depend on the game as well. If it's a fighting game, I don't mind them like making a new game, even if the other game is really successful, as long as they don't stop supporting the game that is successful. Don't put all your eggs in one basket and just completely forget that other successful game just to hope that the next game is just as good or even better. Keep supporting the other game because you never know. If it's like an adventure game or story game, honestly, if it's an adventure story game, I don't think they should stop making new ones, because once you complete those games and you do everything, there is actually nothing else to do. A fighting game can keep going. You keep fighting new opponents. You can keep training, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas it's kind of endless. A fighting game is endless. It doesn't really end. You can just keep going. Whereas story games, they do end. At some point, you finish, you completed everything, and there's nothing else to do. So then you actually do want more by default. You want a new game.
Yeah.
Even if the story ends, like it's like
Endgame.
there's no replayability afterwards.
Yeah.
A fighting game,
no
there's always
endgame.
replayability. Yeah, on a fighting game, you can always just play. Whereas on story games, where the game actually ends, the story ends, there's nothing else to do. There's no replayability, so they're kind of forced to make a new game, right?
Yeah,
which is fine. But then it's like, just make better games.
100%.
Because we're kind of talking about games that are falling off, right? I'm pretty sure if they make a bad game, they'll get critiques on it, which you should, but don't continuously keep making bad games over and over again.
Yeah.
Because we can all make mistakes, which is fine, but if it's a continuous thing, you got to be able to bounce back with something decent.
You know what?
That applies to any game.
That's very true.
That's what I'd say.
Because you're right though. Because DMC literally 1 was good, 2 was horrible, and if they stopped that 2, we would never have gotten 3, 4, or 5. 5 nearly never happened. So yeah, it is. Yeah, I think I'm actually my answer on that one. I think it like for story games, you're right. I think they should continue even if it does go bad because they can
just make it a good product, man. Just make sure they keep like they need to start rushing things or just trying to cash grab off of things. Make sure if you flop a game, the next one can't flop now. It has to.
If you get another chance, and in some instances, depending on how it's funded, you might not get another chance. If it's not AAA rated.
Yeah.
Some games will just die and stay dead and never be funded again because of how bad it did. It depends how bad it does, obviously, as well. Cyberpunk still did good enough to, despite its horrible launch, still did good enough to now become one of the better games. I won an award at the Game Awards, I think, for most consistent game, or I don't know what it won.
It got a lot of updates that fixed the game over time.
Yeah, 100%. They fixed the game from the boot up, so it really just depends on your attitude towards it. But yeah, no, 100%. I think I agree with you. I think it should be, if it's a story game or something like that, 100% make new ones. But if it's like a multiplayer game or fighting game, if you fumbled, it really does depend. You should just stop and just leave it for a time being. And then if you get it just depends.
Yeah, it really does. All right. Well, I think we're actually running short on time here.
Oh,
gone on for actually quite long. We might have to keep some of the stuff we had for the next podcast.
Yeah, you know what? I don't mind that. I have 3. Yeah. My next topics are like they're like it's like a triple barreled question. You might answer it quicker than others, though.
Bro, I've been thinking that a lot of mine were gonna be quick. Yeah, we started rambling on for mad long. I can't lie.
It happens. We just hear things, and you have to. That COD one, I can't lie to you. I
thought the COD one was gonna be quick, you know. Then I started talking a lot. I was like, bro, I actually had more to say than I thought.
No, because COD. Yeah, we're gonna do it again. But
we might have to keep this one a bit short. Well, it's not short. It's still a long podcast.
This is the longest.
We had a lot more topics
3 hours.
prepared.
This is a stream.
But hey, anyways, we'll keep it short for today. We'll keep some of these topics for the next podcast, and we'll add some fresh new ones, of course. Let us know what you guys think about the topics we were discussing today. What are you guys' opinions? You don't agree, disagree? You don't have different opinions? Let us know down below in the comments, man. Obviously, it's your boy Phil's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your boy Phil's.
Boy KD Wills here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hope you lot enjoyed this episode of the podcast. And again, we're going to be uploading weekly. We upload these every Fridays. Usually is when people get off work. They got the weekends. You've got time to watch everything. So picked Friday. Thought it was a good day. Yeah. Once again, make sure you guys follow us on all of our socials. There you go. Underneath, you guys can see our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you guys, of course, are subscribing to the YouTube channel. Tell your friends. You got friends that like games, anime, esports, communities, whatever. Tell your friends to subscribe as well, man.
The conversations, yeah. If you like the conversations, you want to talk to us personally, you can be sure to check our socials. Are right next to our names. We stream. Both of us do stream. Both of us do have YouTube channels. So if you want to check us individually and check our content outside of podcasting, free to check those too. And you never know, we're always free to have a conversation about anything that we talk about in here, unless it's about Smash. Don't talk to me about that. But yeah,
you can chat to me about Smash. I don't know too much about Smash, but you can chat to me about Smash.
I know too much about it now, which is why I don't want to talk about it, because I've had a dumb discussion about it with somebody, and that's going to be a YouTube video. So make sure you're subscribing to me for that too, because that is coming out soon. It's a long video, but I promise you enjoy every second of it. But yeah,
He sounds like he's about to demolish that Smash community, fam.
Oh,
he's about to do it in, fam. Yeah, make sure you guys go follow the boy, man. Know what I'm saying, but hey, it's been a nice episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next one.
Take care and have a good one, guys.
Bless.
All right, fade that.